afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Ohio State's annual spring game tomorrow in the shoe at noon. Of course, you can hear it right here on The Fan beginning at 10 with the Tailgate Show. A lot of baseball on the schedule for today. Up at Progressive Field, the Cleveland Guardians continuing their series with the Baltimore Orioles at 6:10. Tanner Bybee versus Chris Bassett, the pitching matchup. At 8:10, the Cincinnati Reds head to Minnesota to battle the Twins. Brandon Williamson gets the ball for Cincy opposite Joe Ryan. You can hear that right here on The Fan tonight beginning at 8 after the Buckeye Show. Over on The Fan, too, at 5:55, the Ohio State baseball team starts a road series with Purdue. At Huntington Park this evening, the Clippers continuing their series with the Iowa Cubs at 6:15. The Columbus Aviators host the Dallas Renegades at 8. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going out.
Training day, Officer Hoyt. Here we go. Rothman and Ice. Welcome back in. Spring Game Friday. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. How are you feeling, boys?
What up? What up? I'm feeling good, man. Got a fresh cut this morning, so it's a fresh cut Friday going in to the weekend. So yeah, life is good. Supposed to have some nice weather today. Tomorrow, not so much. Supposed to look a little dicey, and then Sunday maybe. I think we dip back down into the 50s, but that's this time of year. And so yeah, man, it's all good in the hood. How you feeling today?
Outstanding. We've got a spring game coming, whatever that is going to be. I can't remember in all my years whether we've ever had one completely canceled for weather. I mean, sure, there's been dangerous weather and there's been soggy weather, and you get in what you can get in, and then it's kind of like it's certainly a glorified exhibition, but it's fun, and there's a lot to it, and it brings a lot of different elements to it, right? You get to see some guys who won't be starters maybe get their moment. I was going to say moment in the sun, but it's going to be maybe a moment in the rain. But and so I'm looking forward to that part of it, to maybe see, because I think everyone wants to see Tavian St. Clair and what he could or may be down the way, and whether or not, I mean, there are people that think that this kid could have, future Heisman written all over him and all that. And then there's the other half that says, well, is he going to stick around long enough? Is this really going to pay off and all that? So, but I think that will be fun to see him tomorrow. And then the rest of it is more lost in the sauce for me, because I don't know how to really judge whether this right tackle holds up against this guy. I mean, we'll have some of that, but I'm wondering whether what happens here in mid to late April, what impact that will really have, Matty, when it comes to the fall. We'll have Austin Ward on at 12:30, and we'll dig into that a little bit.
You know what else is fun? It's going to be listening to you tomorrow morning. Get everybody ready for the spring game, because Saturday, folks, as we know, is the old spring game, and the Fan has you covered. Join us Saturday morning at 10 for the Pelotonia Fan Tailgate Show live. Well, maybe from FanFest. We'll see about that. We'll keep you guys posted. My man AR, Tim May, and Dave Biddle, they'll get you ready for kickoff. It's the Pelotonia Spring Game Fan Tailgate Show. Join the community passionate about ending cancer at Pelotonia.org, and presented by KeyBank. For every financial need, we will meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. I like that you brought up Tavian St. Clair, though, because it's always fun to get maybe a peek around the corner, right? A peek into the future of what it could look like under center. If Julian has a similar season of what he just had, he's going to the NFL. He'll probably be a top 10 pick. Maybe he pulls a surprise and does a Dante Moore. Who knows? But I think it'd be hard to do that after you stack up another good year and build off of what he did last season. And there's always excitement in the quarterbacks and the offense as a whole. But, yeah, it's always a question mark, right, whether guys want to stick around and wait their time. But there's a little light at the end of the tunnel if you're Tavian St. Clair to, hey, you may not get a whole bunch of playing time this year, but you stay in that playbook, you stay in the lab, you turn the page in the next season, you could be the guy. But I am looking forward to seeing him spin it and just what that looks like, because we obviously haven't had too many looks at what he is as a quarterback right now.
I look at Tavian St. Clair in the same mindset as me buying insurance. I hope I never need it. Like, that's who he is this year, right? Ohio State, and I'm not saying if something happened to Julian, they wouldn't feel confident. Maybe they would be. And maybe that's what we're going to see Saturday is you're going to get to see your insurance policy play out a little bit live tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you kind of know whether your liability is paid up or not. Like, that could be something that people look forward to seeing because everybody knows that that's not the plan. But you know all plans. It's not perfection, especially in a violent sport, the way they play it. So I'll be curious to see that because Sayan's not going to play much, right? I mean, this is the opportunity for
right,
Tavian
especially
to go out
with
there.
the shape that the offensive line is in. There, those guys that sounds like that first unit, whatever the starters are going to be, in week one, that what they want that offensive line to look like. Those guys are banged up right now. I'm also curious too, the message from Coach Day about how high level he really wants this as far as the physicality in a game like this, because you're already banged up. Your running backs, your offensive line, like what's the order from the coaches here to go out there and get your work in at a high enough level, but also not try to take out your guys too? I think there's a fine line you have to walk in this, and maybe he is telling them, hey, we're going full go. This is game speed and all of that. But I'm always curious what the coaches demand in a situation like this.
So what you're saying is that you have some curiosity on whether Ryan Day is going to call up Rick Bowness and bring him over to the sidelines and say, if you guys think this is a spring game, you're sorely mistaken.
We don't need that. We don't need that. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm curious whether Rick's going to have that same tone and vibe to the preseason next year. Can't imagine.
Camp?
Like this wouldn't be getting ready for the season and like you go out there, some of those preseason games or whatever, like you can't demand that.
There's a middle ground.
Exactly.
That's where Rick was going.
And I think that's what we see tomorrow is the middle ground.
Yeah, there were two schools of thought as I transitioned just for a moment to the Jackets. Like there was a middle ground, an opportunity that was personal, and it was the culmination of disappointment and heartbreak and also having to play a game that I think bubbled to the surface there. And he's also trying to impart consistency and competitive effort. And if you take one night off, even if it's meaningless, how does that impact the rest? I think that's what it was. This was line in the sand. This was send him into the offseason. I want to be back. I'm probably going to be back. And when you guys do come back, now you know. Like, that's a lot of that was that.
For sure.
And it wasn't necessarily about, even though he went into specifics about Game 82, I think he certainly was in a big picture mentality that is not going to be tolerated in a way, like a mail it in. Yeah. And he certainly challenged his team's integrity. Now, as far as the spring game, yes, if you really asked Ryan Day in a private moment, what is the most important thing about Saturday, he would say health. No doubt.
Absolutely. They're already dealing with stuff.
Yeah, this is a little bit of, you have to showcase to the fans. They are paying to come out. And if they're going to endure maybe some questionable weather, then they're going to get in what they can. But if there is questionable weather, that's another reason that you're not going to do too many things that would, A, put your guys in harm's way, and also set them up to fail a little bit. Like it's, that's the other part
They've
about it.
They've been putting in enough work already, right? They've kind of been sharpening their tools, obviously, the last couple of weeks. And, yeah, you don't want to get carried away. I do have an update for you from Fish. So, unfortunately, fans, you will not be able to come out and see AR's beautiful beard in person tomorrow because Fish just said due to the pending rain and thunderstorms tomorrow morning, they're moving your show from the Fan Fest to the studio we're sitting in right now. So, you'll be here. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that? Part of me likes to be out with the people.
Okay.
And
what about the other part?
And then the other part likes to be dry and warm. So
that is fair because, look, I am a guy that got my Saturday pregame show moved permanently into this studio that we're sitting in. But it was kind of like one of those things.
Some guys have pull here, some guys don't.
It's just like, hey, what are we doing kind of thing, I think, when my show starts at 6:30 in the morning for a noon game and it's still pitch black out there and there's nobody there. Yeah.
From what I heard, when you went into that meeting and said what you said, I think you kind of said this.
McGruby don't play like Homie, and Homie don't play like that.
I think that's what you said.
And then what else did I say, TLC?
Oh, what a mess the fan is. That, by the way, dueling drops right there.
I know. I kind of heard that in the background.
Wasn't sure.
You guys were on the same page with the timing right there.
We didn't make any eye contact. There was no check with me. That's the problem.
I know. I was about to squeeze that in, and then I'm like, is Rothman teeing me up for a drop? No.
Goodness. So, yeah.
I would give you the...
And then what did Fish respond?
Measure this. That's right.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my goodness.
But we had the former Buckeye DeVere Posey was in the building today. And it was the first time he saw you for a while. And he was like, AR, that beard's looking nice,
Somebody said to me today, my boy Scotty said to me today, like, hey, I thought Jackets lost, not make the playoffs. Beard's got to go. And I said, for the same reason that I didn't shave originally is probably the same reason I don't want to now, which is laziness. Yeah, and I'm saving a boatload on razors, which is awesome. All right, so we got a lot to do today. We'll have Austin Ward on the program coming up at 12:30. Andrew Berry has spoken a little less than a week out from the draft, so you'll hear from that. The bonus Waddell combined presser, the combo platter we had yesterday, we'll play some of that. And I did mention a question that I wanted asked yesterday about the leadership structure, and I thought Bones had a pretty good comment about it. I don't know if this was a deflection based on he doesn't really know whether certain guys will be back, so it's hard to really lean all the way in. But I thought it was great. You'll hear that at 1:30. And then J-Lou will come on at 2:30. I said to you a couple weeks ago, Parker Messick was available in my fantasy league, and I looked at you and said, hey, he's not supposed to pitch for a few more days. And I looked at Matt and he said, I'm not waiting. I want him on the roster. Like, I want him. And you and I, do you have him?
Yeah, I scooped him up, too.
Okay, so you have him, too.
Yeah,
so we almost both got the no-hitter last night.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty... I liked seeing airing on that side of it.
Go get it.
Even if the pitch count's a little up.
It's early in the season. You know what I mean? If you need to maybe not skip a day, but give him an extra day next time around, I think you can maneuver around that. I'm always a fan of, if you have a chance to make history within reason, go get it.
And that reason, yes, I can't. If a guy's coming off an injury or if he's
like, those are once in a lifetime opportunities. I don't know if he's ever thrown a no hitter in his life, let alone in the major league. Well, so, I was happy to see Stephen Vogt allow him to go back out there and try and do it.
He got some great defense last night. That helped keep it alive.
He did.
And it was a very quiet no-hitter through 8. It didn't hit viral on Twitter for a while. Probably because of who it was.
For sure.
Who he plays for. And then the fact that they haven't had one in 45 years, right?
Crazy.
Is that right?
Pretty sure that's what they were saying last night. And then Smith comes in and he tried to ruin the party a little bit in the ninth inning. That got a little dicey.
There was a little lighter fluid on the fire.
You got to lock in. And what sucks, too, is some of those runs go to Messick. Yeah. Because those were some of the guys he left off. The two aren't runs with the Messick.
He put them on, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what kind of stinks about baseball.
He put them on.
But then now the stat line isn't as sexy as it obviously could have been. But, man, listen,
I think the ERA was like 1.5 instead of.
It was an awesome day. Triple zero. I was pulling for.
Well, you and I, quality start for us there. All right, we're coming back, Maddie. All right, this is interesting, and I want to get your guys' opinion on whether this could be the reason. Some athletes make a change, and as subtle as it may be, affects everything. We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. You know High Bank for their award-winning spirits, but the food deserves just as much love. Enjoy happy hour with friends, brunch with family, and dinner that never misses. Make your reservation today at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house. It's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hey, it's Anthony. By now, you know my good feet story. But the point I try to get across is that it's an ongoing one for me. For as long as I can remember, it's always been about my lower back. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it's been an absolute game changer. I feel better. They take all the stress off my back. I feel supported and aligned, and you don't hear me complain about it the way I used to. I could feel the difference instantly, and I didn't have to wait to feel that difference. Once I got fitted, popped them in my shoes, took the test walk around the store, and now on a daily basis, everything feels better. And that's what I mean about an ongoing story. This journey to feeling more comfortable makes everything better. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or the one on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, and their experts will personally fit you. Then do what I did. Take a test walk around, and you will feel the difference. Do your feet a favor. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Ryan Day's Buckeyes are ready, and so are we, damn it. Join Anthony Rothman, Dave Biddle, and Tim May for the Pelotonia Spring Game Tailgate Show.
Presented by KeyBank.
Broadcasting live from Fan Fest, Saturday morning at 10 on The Fan.
Ohio delivers elections you can trust through unparalleled accuracy. In every election, we feature a thorough bipartisan audit with a consistent 99.9% accuracy rate. Make your plan to vote at voteohio.gov. Absentee ballots must be returned by Election Day.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some high thin clouds working overhead for the remainder of the day. It's another warm one with highs in the lower 80s, less windy than what it has been recently. Overnight tonight, plan on increasing clouds, lower 60s on the way. Saturday, a bit unsettled. We'll have occasional scattered showers and a few thunderstorms working through. A couple of those could be strong in the early afternoon, something we'll keep an eye on, with highs in the mid-70s. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
All righty. Might get a Frank sighting in here next week on Monday.
Okay. Here for it.
It's the classic.
What is draft week?
The classic AR under promise, over deliver strategy.
I think it's a good.
Don't commit.
Good way to go about life.
Might happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've found a way to meander through life with that strategy.
Too often, I do the exact opposite.
Over-promise and under-deliver?
Ooh.
Yeah.
In what way? When's the last time you did that?
Like, if my friends are expecting me to be somewhere, I'll say, hey, I'm on my way, as I'm like eating a snack. But like as soon as I finish eating that snack, then I'll be in my car. Then I'll be on. So it's only like 5 to 10 minutes more.
Okay,
but I'm
just a little bit of a white lie. Yeah, that's
not that bad.
I'm just letting them know, like I'm in the I say that I'm on my way, which implies that I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I hit send on the text, I'm gonna put it in the reverse back out of the parking spot and go.
That's amazing you said this. I have a perfect example of this.
Please.
I was this was a month or two ago. I was either looking, I can't remember what I was, it was maybe, no, you know, maybe it was around Christmas time. And I was in Kohl's, Jerry. I was in there and I went to the bathroom. We've got a quality bathroom setup at Kohl's. It's pretty big.
Studied a lot of them,
It's in the back of the building.
Yeah, what are your department store bathroom
rankings? You guys aren't. If you're playing a road game and you've got to make a full pit stop,
you go telly first.
Not like I say a splash and go.
You go hotel first.
I'm talking about 4 tires up on the like everything. You need a full pit stop.
Yeah,
I agree with you because I haven't given out the hotel stop on the way to Chicago or something. Like there's a good one that I know exactly, and you can walk in and act like you're staying there, and you know that lobby bathroom is going to be just pristine. But anyway, so I was in Kohl's, and I went to the bathroom, and I was washing my hands, and there was another guy in a stall, and he's on the phone. And I hear him say, "I'm on my way."
Okay.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah.
It wasn't you,
yeah,
but it was somebody that said, "I'm on my way," and I laughed out loud. I chuckled. And then he hung up. And
what are you laughing at?
And he chuckled.
Because he knew.
Because he heard me laugh at him telling somebody, "I'm on my way."
And he's still in the bathroom.
Basically, yes, still in the bathroom.
I think a lot of people do that.
He was more than in the bathroom.
I think a lot of people do that. I fall victim to that as well. Like I'll be like, you know, hey, I'm supposed to be somewhere, let's say like 7:30, and it's like a 20-minute ride. Sometimes I'll be home at like 7:15, and I'm like, I'm on my way. Knowing I'll probably be about 5 minutes late, but one of my friends is the worst. Like he will literally, like, say we're going out for a game or whatever at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. Like, all right, let's get there at like noon. Make sure we get a good seat or whatever. He will literally get in the shower at like 12:30. But I think he likes to make a late arrival, make sure he knows we save him a seat and all that. But one of my friends is horrible with punctuality. We don't wait on him at all to do anything.
I do like arriving when people are already there.
See, you're that guy. You're like my friend.
They have a phrase for that.
Fashionably late.
That's correct.
Yeah, you're like my friend. He likes to be seen when everybody's already there walking in.
That is a part of it. I will say the primary reason, because, you know, we have primary, we have secondary, we have tertiary. But the primary reason is not to be fashionably late. The primary reason is because I don't want to be the first one there and then, well, what are we going to talk about? Because it's just us.
What do you mean? Like you and just one of your friends?
Yeah, like if you're going to a party, do you really want to be the first one there? Like, and then you're like, hey, do you need help like setting up? Because I guess the party hasn't started yet because it's just me.
You know,
they don't want you there early anyway.
Yeah, because I was going to say that I was reading this article. It's crazy that you brought this up to where, like, if you're hosting a party or going to a party, right? You're really supposed to show up 10 minutes late at the earliest. Like, you're not supposed to be there right on time. Like, you got to give the host some grace to really settle in and do some last shuffling of the pieces around the board or whatever it is. So that's 10 minutes late going to a dinner party or whatever is supposed to be the right way to do it. Anything beyond that is kind of like, okay, like 40 minutes is ridiculous.
That's right. 3 things you have to be on time for. Job interview, a tea time, and a wedding.
What about the birth of your child?
What about a radio show?
Well, there's no specific time on that.
Well,
no one says,
what if
hey,
you're
we're
like,
having the baby today at 12:13?
What if you're at work, though? And you're at work and your wife or whatever is, it's coming right now.
I hear you. You have time.
You got to be on time.
Yeah, but you have time. That's not the I'm on my way and I'm in the bathroom.
Imagine showing up late
By
today.
The way, it would have been great if I was still in the bathroom and I heard him say that, and then I would hit like the flush. That would have been the best.
Well, that actually may help him, though, because then they may hear a flush and be like, he's leaving now.
Oh,
he's done. He's on the way.
He made it sound like he was literally on the way.
Yeah, but I just want to plant it into my friends' heads. Like, hey, I am in the process. Like, I haven't forgotten. I'm not bailing. That's the big message that I try to send when I overpromise, underdeliver. I'm trying to let them know I'm not bailing on the plans and, just like, oh, I'm actually just kidding. I'm staying in. Like, I am in the process of being on my way. I just take out the beginning of that sentence and just say on my way. Just so they're like,
you can count on me, but just so much.
What do you do for dates, TLC? Are you there on time or are you late? Because you want to be fashionably late to a date.
I mean, the first couple of dates, you got to be like on time. And then after a certain point, you
can never get there after her.
If you're talking her up.
Oh, I thought you meant picking her up.
No, like meeting her there, you can't. You got to be there first.
For sure. And I'd like to be there first.
Yeah, you got to be there first.
Because, so like in a first date situation, exactly, like you got to be there first.
Yeah, you want to be there first to start. You want to finish first.
I'd go like probably 10 to 15 minutes early in that situation.
He snuck that in on us.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to see.
He snuck that in.
I was testing myself to see if I could keep my train of thought.
It is a Freaky Friday in here.
So that was just like a self-experimentation.
Let me run this by you guys.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba wore a size 12 when he played here at Ohio State. This is according to College Transfer Portal. And he had hamstring issues here. And when he got to the Seahawks, he switched from a 12 to a 10.5 cleat. And the problems went away. And the Seahawks have been using body scans to customize gear for each player, and it's paying off. Now, our friend Ian Harditz, friend of the program from MB Fantasy Life, writes, I'm sure this matters to some extent, but I don't know, man. JSN got lit the blank up by a couple Notre Dame defenders on his first or second touch of the season. Came back 2 weeks later, then a month, re-aggravated. Maybe it was the shoes, but don't believe he had any issues in 2020 to 21. 12 to a 10.5. I wouldn't know. I mean, you want a tight shoe, I imagine.
Yeah,
a very tight shoe,
all
but
up
not
on those bunions, though.
I mean, if your foot can't bend and can't, but that's amazing, that all of a sudden they're attributing the fact that the Seahawks took him a size and a half down cleat, and the hammies went away.
So is this like the football footwear edition of what they were doing with the ABS measurements for baseball this year, where everybody's listed measurements dropped by 3 inches when they were actually being measured for ABS strike zone? And all of a sudden, all those guys who were listed as 6'2" last season are all of a sudden 6 foot.
6 foot, yeah.
Where it's hey, he just got found out that he's been exaggerating his size.
Well, think about this. I'm sure we've all worn a pair of shoes that we've really liked that maybe didn't fit perfectly. I don't know. I have.
If I got a nice pair of sneakers that I know I'm going to be moving and shaking in a lot, I usually go a half size down. That way I don't crease them up. That's the kind of.
I hear what you're saying. Yours more of a cosmetic thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you have some shoes that don't fit right, you're definitely overcompensating.
Oh,
things start to hurt, your hip or your knee,
Oh, really? I don't think I've. Oh, yeah. I've never really experienced that. Yeah. So you're saying the smaller shoe creates hip pain for you? If you.
No, I just think you'd overcompensate somewhere. It just would be the way you
wear on another part of your body.
Well, because of the way you're walking.
Okay, I
would imagine.
Okay,
I have a pair of. You'll laugh because you've probably never seen me in J's, but I have an old a pair that's a casual pair. It doesn't really look like a big basketball shoe, but it's something you can wear casually.
Okay.
It's got the Jumpman, it's got, flight, whatever. And they're just a hair big. They're just a hair big. And I don't wear them. And I'm just but I want to wear them.
What size are they? Can I wear them? What size are they?
They're 12s.
Okay.
Because Nike runs small.
They do. Slim.
Yes.
Some of them you can purchase in a wider version.
I think
that is an option for you. I think.
Okay. I don't know. They're just sitting there. I got that Raiders t-shirt for you, too, in my car. I'll give that to you later.
I do want that.
All right, we're going to have Austin Ward in 2 minutes. And we'll give you the real primer on this spring game, what we hope to see, what we will see, and whether there will be a springtime wonder that comes out of this game. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Joseph Senta and Dr. Barry Zeta at Ohio Vein and Vascular are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. They can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. 3 locations to serve you at Polaris, Reynoldsburg, and now open downtown. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Columbus, get a new Ford with special financing for everyone at Capital Ford of Columbus. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford Escapes in stock. We have options for all. Deals end April 30th. Visit CapitalFordofColumbus.com now.
Get Eco. Hey, Jerry. Remember when we launched our $93 drain clearing offer and you invented the phrase 93 or free?
You know, I've actually written quite a few catchphrases in my career.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you the guy who wrote Bob's Your Uncle?
Yep. For my friend Steve, who has an Uncle Bob. I was as surprised as anyone when it caught on with the general public.
Get Eco. Well, we need 93 or free to catch on. Our experts will clear your clogged household drain for just $93. If we can't, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco, and Bob's your uncle, your drains are clear.
Get Eco. But Jerry, my uncle's name is Michael.
Get Eco, and Michael's your uncle, your drains are clear.
Let's stick with 93 or free.
Yeah, good call.
Get Eco. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
For more than 25 years, Brothers Roofing and Construction has been serving Central Ohio with dependable roofing, siding, and exterior repairs. We do the job right the first time. So if quality matters to you, visit brothersroofingconstruction.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
Beautiful. All right, we are at the final curtain for the spring with Ohio State football. We've had black stripes removed. We've got a little bit of an injury report on what we can and what we will see, but the guy to put that all in perspective for us is our friend Austin Ward, and he's the Ohio State beat reporter, Letterman Row, and of course here at the Fan and 10 TV. My man, how you feeling?
Feeling awesome, Anthony. It was a brilliant morning in Columbus and at the Horseshoe. Had the coaches clinic practice, which I had thought was going to be more of a walkthrough, but it was pretty competitive. It was pretty juicy out there this morning. We got to see all of it, which is awesome. We take advantage of every opportunity we get for that. I hope it would have been nice, I guess, if the spring game had been this morning to take advantage of that weather, because I'm looking at the forecast tomorrow and it doesn't look amazing.
No, it's not. And if it was amazing, I mean, are they going to adjust to that? You think? I'm not talking about adjusting to the weather and what they can, how much they'll get, but the kinds of stuff they want to do. I mean, I assume that's going to change, but let's just go on the hypothetical. They get a nice window to perform. What is the priority for you to look for, and what do you think is their priority to show us?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Anthony, I think they want to get out of tomorrow as healthy as possible. And this has been, I think, a pretty physical camp for Ohio State. You've seen not devastating, not major injuries, but a number of minor cleanup things happening. Earl Little, for example, who's really made waves at safety this morning. I understand he had a minor procedure as well. Saw some shuffling in the secondary because of that, which in turn, though, was really impressive from what we've seen from, Terry Moore on the rise and guys like Cam Calhoun and Dominic Kelly adding in more weapons in the secondary. Jermaine Matthews doing some work in the slot. That's getting off track, but all of that is to say that I think it's about the passing attack more than anything, because where those injuries are primarily focused at this moment for Ohio State have been on the offensive line, and they're missing both starting tackles from last year. Josh Padilla has been out for all spring camp. Jake Cook has gone down. That's four of, the top 8 or 9 players in the rotation for Ohio State. Plus, you have them, in the backfield where, Bo Jackson, Isaiah West have been out for all of camp. But then you're also, missing guys like Legend Bay and Turbo Rogers. So, the run game probably not going to be a priority. You don't want to, I think, put yourself in harm's way a lot either. So I'll be watching to see, at tackle, Ian Moore and Carter Lowe, can they win some of those individual reps, give Julian Sand, who I don't expect to play a ton, Tavian St. Clair, Justin Martin time to throw. What do some of those routes look like? I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy schematically. Wouldn't expect that from a spring game, but, there's going to be a lot of competition between those receivers and defensive backs, which if this hypothetical comes through and it's whether permitting with the passing attack, should be pretty entertaining.
You know, A-Dub, you brought up a couple of the quarterbacks, and we were talking about Tavian off the top and, you know, just where he may be with his development and those type of things. But Justin Martin is the other name that you brought up. And so for the Buckeye fan that may not be too familiar with where he's coming from, who he is, and all of that stuff, kind of fill us in on Justin Martin, what you've learned about him as a player so far.
Yeah, I've been around at a couple Power 4 programs. Justin Martin, he knew that he wasn't coming for an opportunity to start at Ohio State, but wanted to learn from Ryan Day and Billy Fessler. Now you throw Arthur Smith into that mix as well. And what Ohio State wanted was this guy has, played in big games before. He's had some success, not a ton of it, but, Justin Martin can look at it as an educational opportunity, plus compete with Tavian St. Clair, which is what Ohio State wanted. They did not want, anyone resting comfortably on their laurels. That goes for Tavian, then in turn pushing Julian Sayin. But, you want to have that good competition, healthy competition and camaraderie in that quarterback room to bring out the best in all of them. And, it's been up and down for all of them. I think Tavian St. Clair has had some days where it just shows that he makes, and the way that his body's coming along, it's like, wow, they've got every tool that you could want there. Justin Martin's got a little bit more of that dual threat and rushing ability. He probably won't wow anybody with his overall accuracy or arm strength or any of that, but he's got a good savvy presence to him. Ohio State, I think, in the best case scenario, wouldn't need to see that in any games this season, but Justin Martin's not unaware of what he was brought in to do, which is to compete every day as hard as possible in practice and help get the rest of those guys better, and I think he's done that.
What position battles are you most interested in right now, and how many will kind of linger into the offseason?
I think, Anthony, like any spot where there's uncertainty, it'll have to carry over. I think there's a really fascinating race to be the complement to Kenyatta Jackson, the other edge threat, the other pass rushing weapon for Ohio State. And, Quay-Russaw, that's the first step, and the athleticism from him is hard to ignore. Christian Allegro's got that versatility to play linebacker or edge. You've got Epi Satanale and Zion Grady in year 2 looking to make that next surge. And Bo Atkinson, guys, has also had a very good camp. And I think, we look back at last year in the transfer portal. I was like, was that a miss? Like, Bo Atkinson was as disappointed as anybody. He doesn't need to be told that wasn't what he anticipated or what he expected of himself. And he didn't want to make excuses, but I had a conversation with him the other day. It was like, yeah, you don't want to look in the past, but you missed all of spring here. You didn't have the winter workouts at Ohio State. You were playing catch up. You don't have to make that excuse yourself, but that's just, a statement of fact. You benefited now from winter workouts and spring ball, and I think he's really coming along in that respect. How Larry Johnson and Matt Patricia want to use all of those resources up front, I think is maybe the most interesting part of that competition, because those guys have different body types, they have different athleticism, different motors, and I think you can even, in some respects, lump Kenyatta Jackson in there, because the guy who led Ohio State in production up front was Caden Curry a year ago. It wasn't Kenyatta, so he's got to take the next step too. So we spent all of last offseason, I know every time I was talking with you guys, was about the depth at defensive tackle. I think Ohio State's in a pretty good spot there this year, despite losing Caden McDonald. And then you look at the edge threat. It's not a matter of not having the talent or ability to do that, but who's actually going to do it the most? I don't know the answer to that yet, and I think that'll probably carry over into August.
Let's go back to Legend Bay, because he's such an interesting piece for me, A-Dub, and how they're going to use him in his skill set. Are we going to get Percy Harvin vibes, Curtis Samuel vibes? Like, what should we be expecting from him when we get to the regular season, what he can provide?
Yeah, I think some of the – and look, it was almost over the top, the comparisons that were being made at the start of camp. We had Ryan Day, who is not prone to hyperbole, comparing him to Tyreek Hill and Curtis Samuel. And I think those first couple practices where that conversation was coming out, they weren't padded in a straight line or, in ball security drills or whatever. Legend Bay, with the way he moves, is going to catch your attention. But then you put the pads on and you get some reminders, I think, of all right, well, this guy who played quarterback a year ago, he's trying to learn, and he's being asked to do some running back things that maybe is not going to be the most natural thing for him or a position where he would end up. He is in that hybrid conversation. He can do Curtis Samuel things. He can do Percy Harvin things. I think, now with some of the injury, and the hamstring stuff that he's dealt with the last couple of weeks, I think that's been in some ways a good reminder for everyone to tap the brakes on that a little bit. That's not to say he's not going to be a really good player, or that by September or October he could be a major weapon for Ohio State. But I don't know that that's a day one conversation, and I think he's going to have to build that body out a little bit more heading in here to this is a true freshman at a spot where there's a lot of competition to touch the football. But there's definitely reason to be excited about the athleticism. The timeline for tapping into that, at least from now, is currently on hold. And he's also getting some of those reminders where he's no longer wearing that single-digit number in practice, Maddie. He's got a 44 on right now. Sometimes you need a little dose of reality of what it's going to take at Ohio State. And that's not to say he doesn't have the work ethic to get that back off, because he definitely does. But that's going to be a work in progress for now.
Well done, my man. Always good connecting. Enjoy tomorrow. We'll talk soon.
All right, and a happy Mania weekend to Maddie. See you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Should be in Vegas, right?
Me and you. We should have took the show out there. Could you imagine? Play some golf, walk around, and just do our thing in Vegas.
And one other thing.
Go see Torts.
The Knights.
Absolutely.
Playoffs. Come on,
yeah,
man.
Vegas is going to be popping this weekend, man. It's going to be absolutely insane to see what happens out there with McAfee and his involvement and all that. But, yeah, it's WrestleMania weekend, man. It's going to be fun.
We come back with overs and unders into the weekend. Play along next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Aviators football returns Friday, April 17th, 8 p.m. kickoff. The first 5,000 fans through the gates take home a free team flag. Grab your tickets now at UFLaviators.com. United we fly.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. As a longtime homeowner, I know how it goes when it comes to things that need to be fixed around the house and you just haven't gotten to them. Like maybe that leaky faucet that always has a drip. You think about it, but you never take care of it, and now it's just a part of the house. It's character. Maybe it's your windows that are always sticking and you can't get them open. So you just don't think about it. Who cares? Except now the weather's nice. You want to open the windows, and again, you can't because they're not fixed. Get new windows from Window Nation. They've made it easy to get top quality custom fit windows with their the more you buy, the more you save sale. You could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with zero interest for 5 years. Did you know investing in your home is actually one of the best investments you can make, especially in uncertain times? Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. Energy efficient, beautiful windows from Window Nation with great deals going on now. Schedule your free consultation at windownation.com.
Your reputation matters. That's why so many landscape professionals choose Gravely. Right now, during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event, you can save up to 20% on Gravely commercial mowers. Built to perform day after day, so you can deliver the results your clients expect. Work hard, mow with Gravely. It's the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event, April 9th through the 19th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save $15 on any oil change. Offer includes a free tire rotation, and you'll earn $7 toward your next service with Duramax dollars. Offer ends April 30th. See store for details.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house. It's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is the time for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, TLC. Overs and unders. What do you got?
Well, this is the final overs and unders segment prior to the NFL draft. So let's lock in some final predictions here. First one, most importantly, how many picks will you watch before going to bed on Thursday night? Over under 23.5.
What time's the first pick? Or the first
7?
Starts
30?
at 8?
8?
It's usually 8. And now that you asked that question, for some reason, I feel like it moved up to 7.
I've got 8 p.m.
Okay, good.
And they've shortened the shot clock for teams from 10 to 8 minutes this year, which I'm in favor of. I'm here for that. So how many picks? So my team is picking 14th, AR's team is picking 18th, and your team is picking 21st.
I finished the first round.
All the way through.
Yeah,
running through the tape.
And I'll tell you why. Because I feel like a lot of the cool trades, if there are any, come late first round. People want to trade back up in to get that guy.
That's how we got Lamar, and I was almost ready to turn it off. And I saw that Baltimore Ravens graphic come back into the first round. I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And Ozzie Newsome blessed us with a gift on his way out. But no, I'll probably watch them all. Yeah.
What are we inside of midnight?
I think so, with the 8-minute shot clock now.
That'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's usually somewhere between 11:30 and midnight.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm good then. I first round complete, then you hit it.
Plus, I'm interested, too, with the teams that have, like, the multiple first-round picks. 2 first-round picks, like Kansas City, Dallas. Yeah. What are they going to do? Like, I'm fascinated by that. So, yeah, I'm going over TLC.
Well, I was trying to set you guys up for failure because at 23.5, the Browns have number 24 for their second pick. So I wanted to see if any of you guys.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
Oh, no, I don't care about the Browns. I'm going to bed. But
it's hard to do
I'll
that.
be catching everything.
It's hard to invest in half a first round of an NFL draft.
I wonder if a lot of people do watch the entire thing, or if you just wait for your team and then I'm out. Like, if you're just a casual fan, I can't imagine you're watching the whole thing.
I could see Browns fans bailing after their pick.
After pick 24?
Yeah.
Getting out of there? Yeah, I agree.
It's a school night, Matty.
And especially, too, after that, because there's not another, like, this kind of matters for me, like seeing what the AFC North teams do. So if you're a Browns fan, like, there's no Steelers, Ravens, Bengals after that. And so I would wait around to see that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But it's going to be like, if you're in New England or Seattle, it's a bit of a grind. Probably don't know. If I were
how much do you love ball?
If I were a Seattle or New England fan, I probably wouldn't turn the draft on till about 9, 10
you can
o'clock.
do the exact. So you can
the opposite.
You can still do under 23.5 if you just start in the middle.
Just show up fashionably late.
Yes.
To the draft.
You can start when your Baltimore Ravens are on the clock at 14.
And then you get the ticker going by, so you get to see who's been picked. You get to catch up pretty quickly.
No question.
On the names.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're all in unison on that
Let's see, if you did go to bed after the Brownies, then you'd miss, if there were no trades, you'd miss the Bears, the Bills, the Niners, the Texans, the Chiefs again, Dolphins, Patriots, Seahawks.
That's missable for a casual fan.
Yeah.
That's very missable.
It is.
How many trades will take place within the top 10 picks after the draft already begins? The average over the last 15 years is 1.4. So, of course, over under 1.5. Trades within the top 10 after the draft already starts.
So it's a top-heavy draft, from what I gather. A little bit of top-heaviness. So I think it's likely we do get somebody coming up for an elite player. And I'm glad you mentioned some of the teams that hold an extra first-round pick, like the Cowboys. And they've got extra first-round picks in both the next two drafts. So it would make sense for them and me to say that they would be poised to make a leap here. And like TLC said, in the last 10 years that I've been watching it, it's down in the top 10. There have been fewer top 10 trades the last probably 6 or 7 years. The other thing I want to add real quickly is that it wouldn't surprise me if this draft kind of skewed closer to the fewer trades, only because these teams that really want their 2027 picks and they don't want to part with those.
And that was going to be the next question. Over under, and I'll just pair this one with this, I guess. Over under, how many 2027 first round draft picks will get traded next week? Over under a half.
I'm going under.
Yeah, the 2027 prospects
of the century
aren't worth surrendering like more capital.
And look, everybody's acting like it's going to be the best draft we've seen in forever. It may be
this one.
No, next year.
Right,
it may be,
yeah.
But we were gassing up all the quarterbacks going into this cycle, and there's one quarterback that's probably going to get picked in the first round, maybe two. I'm going to go under on both, TLC. I don't think we get over 1.5 in the top 10 this year. And I think we go under on 2027 draft capital getting moved.
I mean, think about the top of that draft, like potentially with Jeremiah Smith and Arch Manning and whatever Julian does. And like there's
TJ Carr.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a shot.
Dante Moore for sure.
It looks promising. It looks promising. We got a long way to go. Long way to go. But I'm going under for both, AR. You?
Yes, because that's my angle is that they want to hold on to 2027 like grim death.
Yeah.
Stamp this one. How many Buckeyes will get drafted in the top 10? Over under 3.5.
Triple stamp, the double stamp.
Feel really good about Arvell and Sonny. I feel good about Cardinell. The other thing, too, is Jordan Tyson can mess around and mess this up. Because I saw there's a lot of, like, NFL scouts going to his workout today. And if they come out of that feeling good about the medical, there's people out there that kind of think he is or can be the best wide receiver from this draft. Caleb's it's just the positional value of a safety.
If he gets by the Giants, I think that we'll have 3. If he gets by the Giants...
The Bengals aren't going to rescue him?
Yeah, maybe
I don't think the Bengals would pass on Caleb. I don't think they would.
Well,
he's too good.
They've added some secondary help in free agency. I kind of forget if they added corners or safeties.
I'm going to
lean
lean into historic night for them.
Going over?
I'll lean into the 4, make the 10.
I agree. I'm going over too. Yeah, I'm going over.
How many quarterbacks will get drafted in the first round? Over under 1.5.
I think I'm going to go over under on this.
Oh.
Wait, actually, hold on. Let me read it again.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. Will Ty Simpson get drafted in the first round, yes or no?
He's basically asking, will 2 quarterbacks be taken in the first round or 1? And Shefty, when he came in on Wednesday, he was more into the that Ty Simpson will get drafted, but won't be till early second round. And that's when I threw at him, well, if you really like him there, maybe you want to trade up so you can have that option.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to give up draft capital for Ty Simpson. So I'm not going to go up against the insider. I'm going under. I think it's Fernando and Fernando only in the first round.
All right. And this comes down to literally one draft pick, probably. And that's Seattle at 32, should they even keep the pick. How many Notre Dame running backs will get drafted in the first round, over under 1.5?
Man, this is a good question.
Do you see the vision?
Yeah, because I would not be surprised if Seattle pulled the trigger with that last first-round pick on your other boy.
Who were they taking?
Jadarian Price.
Oh, okay. That's right.
With Kenneth Walker out.
It kind of needs to be Seattle, though.
Like
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say second round.
Charbonnet coming off the injury.
Yeah.
Ugh. I think AR's on the right side.
He's a complimentary back. He's got some quickness, but I don't see him being a first rounder.
He's a dude, though. I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. But
5'11", 200-pound bowling ball.
I think Seattle would be the team.
Hey, he has him at 32 going to Seattle.
Who does?
Mel.
Mel does.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
By the way,
Final mock.
Mel Kiper.
Swifty runner, follows his blocks nicely.
This is this might be the overpromise, I guess. Mel Kiper in studio with us on Monday.
That's right. He will be in studio.
2 of them, technically.
Yeah.
And he'll be
Todd McShay.
sitting right next to
Sitting right
Morgan
next to
Freeman.
That's right.
Who will also be sitting right next to Charles Barkley.
John Gruden will be here.
It's going to be
John Madden might rise from the dead and be in studio with us on Monday.
Stephen A. will be here.
George Bush.
There'll be no time for us.
Please.
Yeah.
If you can put in a request, since you can do that.
Well,
it's a good Bill Clinton,
when
too.
When he does George W., you want to see the facial expressions.
Yes.
That's what makes it.
So
the voice is great, but he transforms himself into him. It's unbelievable.
You should challenge him to a Maniscalco off.
Why would you do that? All right, we're coming back. Top of the hour sports update. Andrew Berry, when he speaks, should we be listening? We'll try it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you'd want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Austin Ward here, fired up for warm weather, golf season, longer days, more time outside. Ride the momentum and finally drop the weight you keep saying you will. With Awaken 180, it's fast, easy, and we're all proof that it works. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pat Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
With the first pick of my favorite places in Columbus, I choose Hollywood Casino Columbus. The draft is coming up. 4 in the top 10. Oh man, is this draft going to be fun. So much fun, we need to throw a party. Scotty Vegas here, and come to the sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus on Thursday, April 23rd for the draft. We're going to have contests, prizes, and best bets. See you at 7 on Thursday, April 23rd. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-589-9966.
Hop into savings this spring with Ohio Mulch. Right now, save $100 on home delivery orders, but only for a limited time at OhioMulch.com. What sets Ohio Mulch apart? Our premium pine bark mulch made from high-quality southern pine from South Georgia. It lasts longer and creates the perfect pH for acidic-loving plants like hydrangeas and azaleas. Better mulch, better results. Shop now at OhioMulch.com.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, greener, better.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SC. $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle-of-the-night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The weather doesn't look great, but Ohio State's annual spring game is scheduled for tomorrow at noon inside the shoe. Our coverage here on The Fan gets underway with the tailgate show at 10 o'clock. Now to baseball. Up at Progressive Field, the Cleveland Guardians continuing their series with the Baltimore Orioles at 6:10. Tanner Bybee and Chris Bassett, the pitching matchup. At 8:10, the Cincinnati Reds head to Minnesota for a battle with the Twins. Brandon Williamson will make the start for Cincy opposite Joe Ryan. You can hear that one right here on The Fan tonight, immediately after the Buckeye Show at 8. Over on The Fan 2 at 5:55, the Ohio State baseball team starts a road series with Purdue. The Columbus Aviators look for their first win of their season tonight when they host the Dallas Renegades at 8. This one's sponsored by Green & Sons. Find your next Kubota tractor at Green & Sons, located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville, or you can visit them online at greenandsons.com.
Like trying to snap a picture of Bigfoot. Nobody has ever witnessed Maddie eating a carb. This is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program, pressure cooker coming. 117. We'll get into the Rick Bonus combo platter that happened yesterday. Bones in for another year. Whether or not he feels he actually has the roster to, quote, run it back, I don't think that was ever really addressed in detail. And probably the main reason is that there's not enough time yet to know whether the moves are going to be made or not. Because I'm a big fan of the right guy at the right price. I think that's who they are. I don't think you necessarily have to hang on to people if you're going to get leveraged into long-term contracts that won't age well. That's not how to run an organization. And I don't think Don is going to do that to himself. And that's when that phrase comes up, well, tough decisions have to be made. Because I could sit here and tell you that I want Matthew Olivier on my team, and I want Charlie Coyle, and I want Marchment, and I want Boone Jenner, and like a lot of these guys, and I'm talking about a little more role guys. Boone can do a lot versatility-wise, but he's a fourth-line guy. And Marchment, how much would that contract age well over 5 or 6 years? That would concern me. And so those are the tough decisions. So, Matty, I don't think he could address anything yesterday specifically with that. And that's kind of why it would have been nice to maybe, with his boss sitting right next to him, how much do you need that guy?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you get this
body language.
Well,
and yeah, you can read all
Don
that.
and I are going to talk, and
for sure,
we'll see if we're on the same page because that's where the rubber meets the road.
How about we just do this? We're rolling on jackets right now. Why don't we just keep cooking? We'll do Andrew Berry at the bottom of the hour since we're already rolling, because I think there's a lot to unpack here. And I think you bring up some good things, and there's going to be some critical decisions that need to be made, especially when that viral clip goes around from Rick Bowness, and he used the word some, and he clarified it again yesterday. It's not the majority of the roster, but some antics, some energy, some maybe lack thereof when it comes to energy from certain guys after losses. It bothered him as a coach. And to me, I read that as, I don't want to coach those guys. And some of those decisions may be easy to make. And Don may be on the same page as Rick when it comes to those things. But you just want the tone setters. And I think he's got those. He's got one of them for sure in Z. Z is going to be a guy that he's going to lead by example. And that's exactly what you want from a coach. Because we talked about it yesterday with Ryan Day. We played one of his clips about Jeremiah Smith, right? And how he's just going out there and grinding. And he's turning himself into more of a vocal leader, but he's leading with his actions. That's the dream for a coach. And so to get as many of those guys as you can in your locker room is going to be a big time thing. But I don't know if you can have all of that. You can't have everything. You just got to hope the culture that he wants to set this offseason, that guys will be bought in and hope and believe in him that the results will follow. And they have this past season to look back, because the great run that they went on, that's what you buy into as a player, that, okay, he may yell at us here or there, practices may be really tough here or there, but if we just stay the course and stay 10 toes down, there's good stuff around the corner for us.
You can't have everything, Matty. You're right. Where would you put it anyway if you had everything? I mean, where would you put it, Matty? There's only storage facilities that you can.
I don't even have exactly. Unless you got multiple cribs around the world.
Hate losing. That goes to something. There's something there, but I think it's a little cliche, but it may be very true for him, what he experienced at the end here, and whether the extra effort didn't completely rise the way it should have. A part of that also is they played good teams, and they're not great themselves.
Yeah.
Great.
That's fair.
Like, they're good.
Yeah.
They can be.
There's levels to this stuff, man. You got to have the dudes.
Absolutely.
There's special players that teams have right now that, and this, the other thing too is, coming into the season, I think we all kind of felt like they were going to scratch and claw a bit. And this is a process with the core that you're hoping is going to be dudes in the future. This was never, to me at least, a right now roster. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't those crazy expectations. And to your point, one of the biggest question marks is what was happening in net. And I think that question has been answered. And I don't know if we didn't get any Jet questions while we had the presser yesterday. I don't think when we had him on for about 25 minutes. I'm sure he was asked about it. At least I hope he was, picking Don's brain about what Jet can provide. Obviously, we know that, but what he wants the contract and all that stuff to look like. But yeah, that's a question that's answered now. And you got confidence in him right now as a fan that guy can go out there and win you games.
So the interesting one for me was about the captaincy. Now, the captaincy comes with Boone. And as I mentioned, Boone is a versatile guy who can play up and down the lineup where he's needed. But the problem, and it's a good problem to have, is that the team has kind of grown around him or grown a little bit past him, which is a good thing. And so the question you have is, moving the captaincy, or can Boone lead if he's not one of the best players? Is there an impact there? Do I want him on my team? If he gives me a hometown discount, of course. I think all day long most people would as we watch this guy. He's a real lunch pail kind of a hockey player. So yesterday when we left here, or while we were doing the show, I said, man, I'd love somebody to ask Bones, like straight out, do you need Boone back? And like, how badly do you need him? And how badly do you need him as your captain? Or will you adjust in how things go? And maybe feel like will the leadership structure adjust on your team specifically? And I don't know if you view this as a deflection to some degree. I do, only because he doesn't really know. He probably knows whether he wants Boone back. Don probably knows whether he can get Boone back at the right price. And so those two things, we'll see if those jive together. But here's the answer to, I didn't hear the exact question, but I think it went to the captaincy. And if that's part of what, because when he called guys out about, because make no mistake, I know it was emotional, but he was looking at his vets. He was looking at his guys with integrity. Like, that's integrity. He called out his team. You mailed it in game 82, even though it didn't technically matter in the standings at all. Here was his answer about the captaincy.
See, you associate leadership with wearing a C or an A, and I don't. I associate leadership with a guy who cares to win, who wants to win. Like, it does. You don't have to have a C or an A to be a leader. You don't. If your heart and your passion's in the right spot, you're a leader. If you go there every night and without a letter on, and you're working your butt off and you're doing everything you can to help the team, you're a leader. So don't get wrapped up in who's wearing the C and who's wearing the A's. I don't. I watch the guys, and I watch who's there every day, who's a pro, who's coming to work every day with the right attitude, who's doing everything they can to help us win. That's a leader.
It's a great answer. I don't know if it's completely real. It might be real for him, and it might be real on this team. But to me, it falls a little bit short of it doesn't matter. Like, I find that tough to believe, because when the you-know-what hits the fan, and it does, that room has to have somebody that really knows. And when there's a respect, and I think there is with Boone, and I think Boone may be an outlier because he's been such a long-time Jacket, and maybe that he can lead from the back somehow. But I think if the team wants to grow and, to his words, not mine, change the culture, that's never going to happen again, what just happened. Well, the question is, why did it happen? Like, that's the question. Because if it happened because your leaders and your vets didn't drive the bus in game 82, then that goes to those guys. And honestly, it goes to Z2. It goes to other guys that he would deem as leaders. So if you take him at his own word that he wants things to change in that department, where there's 100% consistency and effort and competitiveness, I don't care whether we're eliminated or we're 10 games up. And so that'll be curious to see what happens. But that one kind of, to me, was a timely, because if you hit him square, if you throw some inside heat there and ask him straight out, do you want Boone back? Or better off, do you need him back?
And this is to Don.
To Rick.
Okay.
With his boss sitting next to him. Do you need him back? And if the answer is yes, do you have to have him as your captain?
I would have loved to hear his answer. Or read his body language.
He might have given you this answer.
A similar answer to that, for sure.
Because he doesn't know, because I think is it easier deflection? He can't address Boone whether he knows he's definitely coming back. Because the deflection is, well, he's a UFA. It's going to be Don's job. But that doesn't go to, do you need him?
And if you
what
bring
will you
him,
tell your boss?
If you bring him back, and if there's thoughts of not wanting him, or I guess not needing him to be the captain, what would that conversation sound like? What would that do to the relationship? That's a tough conversation to have. Very tough conversation to have. I would not want to be the person to have to look Boone in his eye and go down that road with him.
Torts did it with Foligno.
And it's not easy. It can't be easy, right? But that's why they get paid the big bucks. And Bones has been around for a while. And look, he may be sitting back and he may be okay with it, because who knows? I don't know. Does he feel like somebody's ready to step up and take that C and handle all those responsibilities? We've heard in sports for a while now. You don't have to be the face of the franchise to be a leader. I think it is always nice to have your face of your franchise or one of the faces of your franchise be a leader and have the C on their chest, because I think they're just in a natural progression of respect and an everyday level of respect and a tone that can be set from that guy. But that's no doubt going to be a fascinating thing for us to monitor in the coming weeks and months, is what's going to happen with Bone, let alone with the money and all that, but the captaincy part of it as well.
I think Bones has that Torts old school. And when Torts looked at Nick and said, I don't think you can do it, then that's taken on as a challenge. Because we had Nick in studio in the old building, and everything he had spelled leader. Mm-hmm. He put his teammates in front of himself. He was that guy, and he was a fan favorite. And now the question is, do you run your squad by fan favorites, or does the stuff that Rick said after game 82 win the day?
I don't think you can roll with the former.
Not a popularity contest.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back. Who goes in the pressure cooker this weekend? Find out. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles.
I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, whew, just to name a few. Live or on demand, you have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some high thin clouds working overhead for the remainder of the day. It's another warm one with highs in the lower 80s, less windy than what it has been recently. Overnight tonight, plan on increasing clouds, lower 60s on the way. Saturday, a bit unsettled. We'll have occasional scattered showers and a few thunderstorms working through. A couple of those could be strong in the early afternoon, something we'll keep an eye on, with highs in the mid-70s. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
T-Bone and Tybus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, little pressure cooker going into the weekend, Ice. What do you got?
So
I've got some baseball on my mind.
Okay, we got the NHL playoffs about to pop off. We got the NBA playoffs popping off this weekend, and that's where I'm going to begin. And I'm starting with your Cleveland Cavaliers. Because they're taking on the Toronto Raptors starting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Vegas is telling us right now they've got the second best odds to come out of the Eastern Conference. Boston at plus 150, the Cleveland Cavaliers at plus 320. We've been watching the majority of this core for years now, AR. They've gotten into the dance, and they've let a lot of Cavs fans down. Now, you got some new faces.
This is not the LeBronto series.
This is not the LeBronto series at all, where LeBron and that crew were just getting after the Raptors. But here we are. You got the Beard. You got Spider Mitchell. You got Evan Mobley. It's just time to go. I think anything less than an Eastern Conference Finals appearance for them
would be uncivilized.
I agree. I think it would be a big, big, big letdown for Cavs fans. Because while, yes, Boston is looking the part, you got the goods to get there. And if obviously you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you're 4 dubs away from getting to the finals. So it is time to go to work. If you're the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, they got to lead the charge. Evan Mobley, we've been waiting for him to just really turn into a dominant force, and you see it. But this has to be the moment. They can't mess around. It starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock at home against the Toronto Raptors. So, AR, I'm starting the pressure list this week with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
All right, we'll have to get a series price on that because I think I could probably go in on that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go with a guy who's living up to his nickname in a bad way.
Uh-oh.
The Big Dumper. You don't want to live up to the nickname that way. So Cal Raleigh's career highlights, and you know how much I loved him last year because I was putting him in party like every week. And when he burst on the scene, all MLB first team, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, home run leader, Ribbies leader, MLB records out the you-know-what, most home runs by a catcher or a switch hitter in a single season, 60. He did it batting almost 250. Don't be a one-year superpower. He's batting 151.
That's nasty work.
And it's not proof. This is bad. Two home runs and 73 at-bats. So he's on pace this year for one every 36 and a half at-bats. That's not going to cut it. He had 60 last year and less than 600. That's one every less than 10.
Yeah.
Even though you said there would be no math. That's not good.
Okay.
There is truth to the rumor that he's on my fantasy team. And there's some motivation here for me. There's truth to the rumor that I own him in the Dinger draft, which is even more factual. Facts in evidence. The Big Dumper.
It's time to go.
Stop taking one. on my dinger team, all right, and start hitting. One every 36 and a half bats is not going to make it.
Yeah, that's tough. TLC, I feel like there was just a few drops in that whole run that AR just went on right there that you could just cook up at any given moment. I like it, though, AR. Yeah. I think it's a good call, man. And we'll have to ask J-Lou later. Maybe Seattle's a team for him. I don't know.
I also own Naylor and J-Rod in my fantasy.
Julio Rodriguez is a known slow starter, so I think he'll wake up for you in time. He kind of does this.
You know what happened last week when I put Naylor in the pressure cooker?
He went off.
He had 2 in one game.
He went off. Yeah, he absolutely went off. Second candidate for me. I had a special phone call this morning.
Oh,
I made a call out to Las Vegas. On the other end of this phone call, AR was my tribal chief Roman Reigns. I had to talk to my boy Roman Reigns this morning, and I had to let him know, Roman, you're my guy. But it's time to get back to work. CM Punk and this reign of him being the heavyweight champ, I'm over it. Sunday night, night 2, WrestleMania, Allegiant Stadium. Maybe we get a Tom Brady sighting this weekend. I don't know. Remember, he was calling out Logan Paul and all that. We may get a Tom Brady sighting at WrestleMania. But we got to bring the title back to the island of relevancy because all of us are ready to put our ones back to the sky.
Not yet, though.
So I put Roman on the pressure list this week. I need my tribal chief to get things back in order because Punk ain't doing it right now. PG Punk ain't cutting it. So let's go with the tribal chief, AR. He's going on the pressure list this week. It's time to go.
Explain to me, for someone that is old school wrestling and not into the... We're getting a champion out of this?
Oh, yeah. So the heavyweight title is on the line.
Okay.
The heavyweight title is on the line night 2. So that's Sunday night's main event.
And you haven't read the last page of the...
It's not how that works,
of the script.
It's not how that works.
You don't know the ending?
You like movies, right?
I do.
Okay. So you know how the script ends, right? And you enjoy that.
I do.
Exactly. Roman Reigns is on the pressure list.
Can you bet on this?
I think at some of those offshore...
Because that would be weird.
There are odds out there.
Okay.
I don't know if they're like official.
Well,
like sports books. But it's out there, AR. CB's in the hallway throwing his one up in the sky right now.
So you guys are predicting that he will win it?
It's time for him to get the title back.
All right.
PJ Punk, you're done.
Nice. All right, I'll stay in baseball. It's just too personal. Los Angeles Angels closer Jordan Romano.
It's too personal.
6 appearances. Listen to this. 6 appearances to start the season. He didn't give up a run.
Yeah.
And Matty knows this. I identified him early as that he was going to get his save opportunities. And
you did.
And 5 full innings of closer work, not a run. 7 Ks, 4 saves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was the get. Last 2 appearances, 2 blown saves. His manager is at a microphone being non-committal on whether he's still the closer. That's not good. What is good for him is the Phillies paid him $8.5 million for an 8+ ERA, and the Angels are paying him $2 million. So if I guess he really goes downhill, he's still $10 million okay. But I'm going to put Jordan Romano.
I like that.
Not brother of Ray, in the pressure cooker to get back before I have to cut him.
Okay, the official playoffs in the NBA start tomorrow. However, tonight, you got 2 more play-in games. Win or go home. In the East and in the West. On the Eastern side, you got Charlotte taking on Orlando. On the West, you got Steph and Draymond taking on the Phoenix Suns. But I'm going to look at a guy in the Eastern Conference game, and a guy, AR, that got handed a 5-year, $239 million contract. Played at Duke. His name's Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero, nasty work in the first play-in game the other day.
Nasty.
Bad outing for him. So, AR, he's got to really show up and show out because this Charlotte team's got a nice little core, Con Knipple, LaMelo Ball, all those guys. But he needs to be that max player for them tonight. Their season is on the line. Last time we saw him 7 of 22 from the field in the first play-in game. So, Paolo Banchero's on the pressure list tonight.
Well done. All right, we come back in 2 minutes, and the Browns GM, Andrew Berry, on trading up, trading down, staying put, drafting a quarterback. How much smoke did he serve up that we can dissect? We'll do it next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Aviators football returns Friday, April 17th, 8 p.m. kickoff. The first 5,000 fans through the gates take home a free team flag. Grab your tickets now at UFLaviators.com. United we fly.
Columbus drivers, Ford is making it easy to drive home happy with special financing that works for all credit situations. At Capital Ford of Columbus, save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford Escapes in stock. No matter your credit, Capital Ford of Columbus has programs to get you approved fast and into any new or used Ford in stock. Don't miss out. These incredible offers end April 30th. Head to Capital Ford of Columbus at 1090 South Hamilton Road today or get pre-approved at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2026 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to relaunch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes going above and beyond. We are calling on you to help us recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in your community to be recognized on 10 TV and The Fan. Send in your nominations and stories to 10tv.com/raisetheroof. 10tv.com/raisetheroof. Nominate a local hero today and help us raise the roof for those who make a difference.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating!
This is Rothman and Ice.
If you polled Browns fan and said the same thing I just teased, which is, do you want them to stay put or trade down? I think inherently it always goes to stay put because you can't match up a draft pick to a human being yet if you trade down. I guess you could if you know where they're going. If you know they're going to 12, if the Cowboys, if they swap with the Cowboys and you got a little more ammunition, then maybe Browns fan would write that down, TLC. Maybe that's a poll for next week. Like asking specific Browns fan what I asked, which is, stay put or trade down and acquire more. Because I've kind of brought to the table about trading down. And a lot of the experts are now thinking that's it because the Cowboys certainly have those extra picks. And I'm asking you, where there's smoke, there may be a little bit of fire.
I'm having a hard time understanding why, if it's not a, 2027 pick, why they would move off of getting their pick of the best offensive lineman or wide receiver at 6. That to me is kind of, if it's 2027 draft capital you're getting,
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm good with that. But if it's just adding to this year's mix, then for me, I kind of like where they're at with 6 and 24 already.
Boy, I feel like they're going to bail.
No, maybe to your point, the board will fall in their favor to where they could go to 12 and be with Dallas, and the run on the offensive lineman hasn't started yet, or receivers hasn't started yet. I just think, man, there's a chance to take that player, whether it's O-line or wide receiver, right there at 6, and just solidify yourself with an absolute dude that's ready to go, and not have to worry about maybe somebody else picking that player off in front of you.
Well,
but it feels that way.
They're not going up.
No. They'd be going down. Yeah, they'd be going down.
Yeah.
They'd be going down.
So the Cowboys would be probably the team. There are other teams and we'll get to those in a little bit, but boy, I feel like Cleveland fans should probably start wrapping their mind around that.
Low movement. Maybe a little bit of movement. South.
And I don't think it would be the worst thing, but I understand why most Browns fans, because if you say, hey, Carnell Tate or trade down, they're going to lean to the player. They are, because
it's a known commodity.
It's a known commodity, and it's a now thing, and they've been patient forever.
And it's a need.
It's a need, right.
They need that. And so, no, I'm with you, AR. Andrew Berry spoke to the media, had his press conference yesterday. TLC, let's spend that first one on his mindset right now when it comes to that 6th pick.
Our mindset, going into the draft, with our most valuable asset, isn't about, hey, just trade it away or trade it. It's maximizing the asset, and that can at different times take different forms. It can be selecting a player, it could be trading it for a veteran, it could be trading down, it could be trading up, and so we will continue to work through all those possibilities. Up until really we get on the clock on Thursday night.
So remember last year, we were all in the camp of, well, they're making the pick. It was there.
Yeah.
Now, they wound up getting, in a way, who everybody thought maybe they would get, but they got him in round 5. Like, we were talking about, should the Browns draft Shedeur at number 2? Like, that's a massive victory for them if he does turn out. It's probably one of the great victories that they've ever had.
Oh, well, it's going to turn out.
A lot of people want to see me fail, and that ain't going to happen.
And if he gets a first full season.
This 1 week of practice. So imagine what a full offseason look like.
And look out, it's not safe.
It get dangerous.
Oh, man.
There was nothing in there about Canton, was there? I just want to make sure.
Not yet. I do have a question, though. Do they need to come away from this draft with a quarterback?
No.
Boy, that
adding one?
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like that would add more confusion to the whole thing. Like,
that was the story of last year. Is like, how many quarterbacks do they need?
I guess my mind is Dylan even going to be on this roster?
He'll be in that Stetson Bennett emergency number 3.
Which, by the way, that is looking like a wasted pick right now. Because I think you feel good about what the bulk of what Andrew Berry did, but that was a 3rd-round pick. I think they had 2 of them last year because that's where they got Fannin as well, was in the 3rd round. That's a pretty big swing and a miss because it doesn't feel like he's going to provide anything for them.
They may have saved it with Shedeur. They were volume shooting, and when I certainly was on them about it, especially in the press conference where I was like, wait a minute, you guys clearly like Dylan more than Shedeur because they were both available when you took Dylan. And their whole thing was, hey, we saw value. This was our plan. And listen, only one guy can play the position. So it's not like having 2 or 3 receivers who are on the field at the same time. One quarterback. So if they feel like they got out of it okay with Shedeur, then, Maddie, they won't take the heat for that. But you're right. They got Fannin at 67. And where did they get Dylan again?
That was 95?
Was he in
that late?
94.
Yeah, 94.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to figure out the Browns' next selection to figure out what position it was to see who they may have passed on. Looks like they didn't have a pick for quite a while. Which, if you have 2 third-round picks, I guess they must have not had a 4th.
Boy, there was a Pro Bowl receiver that got drafted after them. Chimere Dike, the return guy. Right?
Oh, yeah, with Tennessee.
For the Titans.
Okay.
Made the Pro Bowl, yeah. All right, more of a return guy.
Teamer.
Actually, it's interesting. I think some of the names, by the way, guys, right, that would have been available if you didn't take Dylan Gabriel. But at that point, you probably would have taken Shedeur. Like, if you didn't think Dylan was great, maybe they would have taken Shedeur in round 3. But you had...
So round 4 was Dylan Sampson. And then round 5 was Shedeur.
Well, Cam Scatabo went pick 105, 4th round.
I can't believe... Despite the injury, he snapped his ankle in half. I can't believe people are thinking that the Giants are going to pick Jeremiah Love at 5. If they do that, that's getting...
Where have you heard that? Really?
A lot of mine. And WFAN's talking about it. They're doing segments on it.
Okay.
If the Titans pass on Jeremiah Love at 4, a lot of people are expecting him to go 5 to the Giants. I'm like, you're drafted at a position that you're already pretty good at. He'd be better, but you're already kind of good there.
It doesn't feel like something Harbaugh would be banging the table for, is a running back there. I think he wants one of these Ohio State guys on defense. Harbaugh. I think that's just my guess. And just being a Ravens fan and hearing him talk all the time about identity and all of that, because I agree with you. If they have a good feel on Cam's recovery, then I don't think they need it. I really don't think they need it. I'd actually be more in favor of them taking Carnell Tate to pair with Neighbors, and get more explosiveness there. But I think Harbaugh is going to want Sonny or Caleb there at 5.
Did Barry answer the question that Maddie just had about did he comment on anything quarterback related?
Let me
Because if you look at all the quarterbacks that could be selected on day 2,
no, but
Carson Beck, Nussmeier, Drew Aller would be picked.
I'm with you guys, though, on the feel of how that gets messy again. Like, I kind of like where they're at, where it feels like we got like
Deshaun was just completely gone or not even an option, I think they'd entertain it.
I like the vibe right now, AR, of this kind of 2-horse race we got going on with Deshaun and Shedeur. That's just my feel right now. That could change. Maybe Monken comes out of nowhere and expresses his love for Dylan Gabriel. Who knows?
You know how I feel about Deshaun, in that this is a very weird problem to have. Because I'm in the camp of, unless he somehow, it is Deshaun of the dead, and he does come back, and you have rescued this great trade, and he plays okay, but he's okay meaning he's the best player at the position on your team. Doesn't make him great. He's just the best you have. And then you'd have to decide whether you want to commit to him again. And I don't know if he'd want to commit to you, and then you've stunted a year of not developing Shedeur.
If he's good enough, that's a problem as far as your draft where you'll be picking next year, right? Like if he messes around and they win 6, 7, 8 games or something,
who knows?
Like that, then you're probably not in the mix for Julian or Arch or CJ Carr, because if those guys hit, and Dante Moore, can't imagine the teams that are going to be higher going to move off that spot. So it's a dicey thing.
Yeah.
But him playing well, AR, just...
It's not the worst thing, because at the end of the season, maybe you'd think you have...
your guy.
At least you have a viable starting quarterback in the league.
You're looking at the other draft picks that you have and saying...
imagine.
I think it's a low percentage on it, but I don't think it's the worst place to be.
Can you imagine, like, going into Brook Park, or as my buddy Sean says, Hasland? If you go to Hasland with Deshaun Watson, a 33-year-old Deshaun Watson is like, hey, we're back, baby.
He's good enough.
Yeah.
If he is good at the end of this year, my feel is Browns fans will be back in on him. How could you not be? Now, maybe you'll never be able to forgive him for the off-the-field stuff. I respect that. But when it comes down to football, if you get that feeling as a Browns fan that you finally figured it out at quarterback, they're going to be in on no matter who it is, because they've waited so long for that. They've waited so long for that. And so if he turns himself back into a top 15-ish type of guy and he's in that 12 to 15 range as a quarterback, you'll take that.
Yes, statistically speaking, you would take that all day long. The one thing they're probably looking at is the one thing maybe you were leaning into, which is, are they winning games? And if they're winning games with him, then I can't argue.
What if he's good, though, but they see he's good, but they're finding other ways to lose? He's not the reason they're losing.
Well, and that goes to, again, what kind of financial commitment are you going to want to make to this guy who've already given the whole franchise to?
I think you go short term. You try.
You hope.
You try to negotiate that.
Yeah, but if he plays good enough, maybe somebody would, they'd want to go somewhere else. It may just run its course. My fear is that you get nothing truly out of this season that makes you feel like you've got something, or you do get something and then he doesn't stay, or you don't re-sign him because he's going to cost you $45-50 million or whatever he would cost you. And then, because that's got to be a tough. What did our boy Matt Light say to us? LRC?
Oh, the lower right corner.
That's a tough lower right corner to sign to him.
I don't think, well, if you're baking in the off the field stuff, sure. But
no,
if he's playing well, it's an easy decision to me. It just is.
If he proves, and like I said before, if he proves he can stay healthy and you feel good about him and he has come back and he's the best you have, then there's no reason probably to hold history against him. Then it's all about moving forward. Yeah. But man, if they really want to see, or if he lights the world on fire, if he beats Shedeur in camp and he just is the best guy, and you want to go to meritocracy and not just the money or the other way, moving on from him. But I just feel like Browns fans want to see Shedeur level up again. And if you take that away from them and you take a year away from him and Deshaun is okay, good enough to remain the starter, but you don't really have anything to show for it at the end,
I don't think Monken's going to care what the fans think.
Okay.
Just based off what we hear from him. I think he's just going to roll out whoever he thinks is best, and it may be Shedeur.
We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin. Larry Johnson on that defense and what he's got. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. At Germain Toyota of Columbus, it's all about you, your drive, your style, and your budget. Stop in and see Marcello. He'll get you rolling. Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Now is the time to call Comer & Cross and transform your garage with a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor. Maybe your garage floor has exposed concrete with stains and cracks or a bad epoxy or paint job. Well, the new Comer & Cross garage floor will transform your entire garage in just 1 day. Now, here's the great part of this whole story. If you call them right now, they're going to take 50% off installation. Yeah, that's right, 50% off installation from Comer & Cross when you call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. Plus, they make it easy. They'll take your stuff out of the garage for you. They'll fix your cracks and pits perfectly like it's a new garage floor, and then they'll apply the proprietary finish that you pick. Yeah, I said it. They'll fix your cracks and pits. What's wrong with that? That's what you want. So call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get 50% off installation. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
With all that can go wrong at your home, it's enough to make you want to say, "Oh, brother." With Brothers Roofing and Construction, one call covers it all. Roofing, siding, rotting decks, we cover it all. So visit us online at brothersroofingconstruction.com.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day. My sinks gurgle, they barely drain. The toilet overflowed. I plunge all day with no luck. What's wrong with this commode?
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is the time for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Skip Mussick has been on the Fan for nearly 80 years, and during that time, he's worn many hats. Executive producer for Ohio State Athletics, talk show host, private detective when Ron Stokes loses his phone.
Somebody do something!
He's done it all. But his proudest accomplishment, host of Tee to Green. If it has anything to do with golf in Central Ohio, Skip's on it. Cheers to the next 80-year skipper. And listen to Tee to Green Saturday mornings at 9 here on The Fan. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Save up to 50% on new windows from windownation.com.
All right, let's get after the Silver Bullets a little bit. Larry Johnson at the mic, and certainly defensive line is his forte, his Matt forte. And so we have Kenyatta Jackson Jr. coming back from last year's lineup. Ohio State has probably a few guys that could go opposite him, and that would be Zion Grady, who we've heard a lot from, Bo Atkinson, who had transferred in previously, and then, as Austin talked about, is it Quay Rousseau?
I believe that is correct. Yeah, I believe that is correct.
And here's Larry Johnson. What separates him from the rest?
Physically, he's very physically strong. I mean, he's probably strong at the point of attack with his hands and body. He's just amazing. A guy, 245, can set the edge the way he does it. And he brings great speed to the table. So he can do a lot of things for him. He can play in. He can play, we call it buck position, do some things out of there. But I think the thing that jumps off the videotape is how hard he plays. And he really has physical strength. And I think that's the key to it.
Got to be able to throw some dudes around, right, AR? Move some dudes around on that line. And that is going to be a unit this year that, especially Kenyatta Jackson, because it just seemed like he really started to figure it out last year, right? Like it all started to come together, and getting him back this year, he's going to obviously come in with so much confidence, but now just the guys around him, as you mentioned, some of the transfers, whether it's John Walker, whether it's James Smith, like these guys have so much opportunity now that they're coming into, and you got experience coming in, so those guys have played at some respectable programs, so they shouldn't be overwhelmed by Big Ten play or anything like that, but if they can be disruptors, that's going to obviously go a long, long way, especially when you look at the fact that they're going to be going up against some pretty good quarterbacks this season.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned James Smith because, and you talk about a respectable program, comes from Bama, 3 years. He's got 1 year left here for Ohio State, 1 year left of eligibility after 3 seasons there. But when you play 37 games for Alabama, then that's an eye-opener. And when you start a dozen of their 15 games, then all of a sudden you've got one. Now, he was ranked as the #1 interior guy in the transfer portal rankings, and he plays now for the Buckeyes. And here's Larry Johnson on the jump James needs to take from now to fall.
I think he's making a jump, but I think it's a working process. You know what I mean? In the sense I mean is that, and there's a different culture here. Obviously coming from Alabama, coming here, learning new things, learning new technique. It takes a while to learn that because you got to lose the old habits to gain the new habits, you know what I mean? And so right now he's trying to learn to play our way, the Rushman way of doing things, right? And sometimes that takes time, but he's making progress, and that's the key.
Processing very nicely.
And he's following up a nice run here over the last couple years of some good interior defensive line play. Whether it was Tyleek, whether it was K-Mac. We see especially K-Mac, man, he may be a first rounder. He may be one of those guys that sneaks into the first round. That's going to be fun to watch next week. But there's been a nice presence on Saturdays of guys either drawing double teams or creating pressure up the middle, right? And that's just...
He backed up K-Mac last year.
There you go, right? Yeah. And so, like, you're just seeing these guys that know what it looks like on Saturdays. And obviously having pressure from the outside is great, but if you can disrupt the quarterback and get right in his grill right after the snap, love that.
I like that, in his grill.
Gotta be, man. Yeah, absolutely. We're here right away.
Announce my presence with authority. So we have James in there, and the other guy would be Edric Houston. So he'll rotate in that 3 technique, a lot like the guys you've talked about in Tywone Malone and Houston did last year. So here is Larry Johnson on Edric Houston and the injury last year and what he's seen now.
I think he grew a little bit, you know what I mean, set back, a lot of pressure on him trying to get it done. And I think that now that he's in the best position he can possibly be, he's healthier. Now he's got a chance to go really complete and play a lot of football for us. And so I think last year was a learning experience for him. I mean, he got thrown in there real quick and said, let's go fly. All right. And then all of a sudden, you go through the season. You saw some bright moments. Now I think he's got to have all the moments going into the fall.
It's another one you can point back to and say this was the top-ranked recruit for them a couple of years ago. What I like about Edric's rise is that he's done it kind of the natural way, where he played a lot early, and it just keeps adding on to that. Certainly injuries can sidetrack that, but that's good to hear that he is in the mix.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, it's talking about this unit when you see Arch Manning and you're going to see Dante Moore and Maeva and Jordan Hoover and Bryce Underwood. These are the type of units that can really bring it home for you, right? To disrupt the timing of the opposing offense. And the quarterbacks that I just mentioned are experienced guys. All these guys have played 1 year, played at least 1 year, played a lot of snaps. And so Larry Johnson's going to, I think hopefully have the ability to rotate bodies in and keep that constant pressure. That's the beauty of the D-line, is that if you're a coach and you got the confidence, hey, I can go 5, 6, 7 deep, whatever that may look like, you can keep guys fresh throughout the game and wear down the opposing offensive line. So I just think that's going to be critical, because if we're coming in here on Mondays talking about, want a lot of pressure there, and those guys were able to really sit back in the pocket and scan defenses and take a lot of time, that could get dangerous for this year's defense, because the quarterbacks are going to be good that they're going up against.
All right, that is today's Buckeye Bulletin. Spring game, of course, tomorrow. Hopefully the weather will hold out for a nice window for the Buckeyes and their fans. We'll come back, top of the hour, sports update, and we'll get into our deep dive, betting on the draft and the odds of the top guys. We'll hand those over to you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. News, special guests, and everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived, and it'll be a great time to open your windows. But, oh, wait, your windows don't open easily. They leak when it rains. They've got cracked glass. They need repainting again. Ugh. Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation, that's easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and closed. They are made with top quality seals so they won't leak when it's rainy or windy. And unlike other windows, they're maintenance free. They're so good, Window Nation stands behind them with a lifetime warranty. And they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale. Going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com for your consultation.
Hop into savings this spring with Ohio Mulch. Right now, save $100 on home delivery orders, but only for a limited time at ohiomulch.com. What sets Ohio Mulch apart? Our premium pine bark mulch made from high-quality southern pine from South Georgia. It lasts longer and creates the perfect pH for acidic-loving plants like hydrangeas and azaleas. Better mulch, better results. Shop now at ohiomulch.com.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, Central Ohio. It's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355. Or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL, 614-962-7355, or selltohometeam.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing.
Call 1-800-COOLING.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
With the first pick of my favorite places in Columbus, I choose Hollywood Casino Columbus. The draft is coming up. 4 in the top 10. Oh, man, is this draft going to be fun. So much fun, we need to throw a party. Scotty Vegas here, and come to the sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus on Thursday, April 23rd for the draft. We're going to have contests, prizes, and best bets. See you at 7 on Thursday, April 23rd. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. We've got some breaking news in the NFL. The Houston Texans have signed defensive end Will Anderson to a 3-year, $150 million extension. The deal makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in league history. The annual Ohio State spring game tomorrow afternoon in the Shoe at noon. We'll have it for you right here on The Fan, beginning with the Fan Tailgate Show at 10. Up at Progressive Field, the Cleveland Guardians continue in their series with the Baltimore Orioles at 6:10 this evening. At 8:10, the Cincinnati Reds head to Minnesota to battle the Twins. You can hear that right here on The Fan beginning at 8 after the Buckeye Show. Over on The Fan, too, at 5:55, the Ohio State baseball team starting a road series with Purdue. The Columbus Aviators looking for their first win in franchise history tonight when they host Dallas at 8. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org for more.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour of the program. Jensen Lewis, bottom of the hour, 2:30. We'll get his take on the Guards and Reds. And if he's already betting on an I-71 World Series. Well, they're right there. I mean, I know you have a big cardboard box at your desk with some blank apparel that just came in. And they haven't been sent to the
You're trying to tempt me. You're trying to tempt me right now.
Let me give you the standings right now, sir. The Cleveland Guardians are a half game back of first in the Central at 11-9. And your Reds are tied for first with TLC's Pirates.
You got to say it correctly, sir.
At 11-8.
The Pirates.
Yeah,
You're not invested like me. They're off to a good start, though. I told them before the season I like what they did this offseason. They did have a nice offseason. But you look at the division, it's crazy. Milwaukee, 10 wins. St. Louis, 10 wins. Cubbies, 9-9. Like, yeah, the division is off to a good start as a whole, honestly.
Who do you believe in more? Being really honest.
The Guardians or the Reds?
Yeah.
How could I not pick the Guardians? They do this, right?
They find ways to win.
They have a proven
all the time.
Yes, a proven track record of just being there when it matters most. So as much as I love my Reds, like the Guardians are a proven commodity right now.
I'm not saying don't believe in them, and there's only one division without a losing team right now, and that's them. In that division. Yeah, who would have guessed that? Who would have guessed it would have been the NL Central?
We got to get to those Lexus seats, man.
I want to do that.
I'm in.
Yeah, I don't think I've sat in box seats before. I don't think I've ever sat directly first row.
A couple years ago,
a little bit to the right where you can see the pit. We're not blocked out by the ump.
That's the perfect response and where you want to be. I took my parents to a Mud Hens game a couple years ago.
In town.
and we sat right behind home plate in the seats that you're talking about, it's where you need to be. If you're lucky enough to do that one day, like even at a minor league
What are those
game,
going to cost me?
it wasn't that bad, honestly. Like I think I bought.
What can I get into Well, the other day, I probably could have named not that they're giving those seats away, but the Reds game that we talked about the other day.
There might have been 2,000
weekday
people
afternoon.
in there. Maybe.
What am I in that first row for? 200?
Probably a little bit more. Maybe
3?
5. That's
5.
That's a
maybe.
It's an elite seat.
I'm going to look into that. I want to see.
It's an elite seat.
Because now that you're actually willing to go back to the stadium.
Just Castellini he had me all bent out of shape, man. He disrespected us as Reds fans. Where else are they going to go?
Well,
it is summertime. You know there's plenty to do, right?
You were sporting a Yankee cap, so there were places for you to go.
That's my American League team. That is my American League team. I don't know if you guys allow that or not, but that's kind of how I live now. You get one of each.
You get one in each.
Does it rotate, though?
If your team is mid to bad, I think you can have another team in another league. If your team is elite, then you don't need anything else. You know? You don't need a hall pass. You know what I'm saying?
Mine would be Boston. So the fact that I even have an answer to that question, I guess I have to approve of that.
Okay.
For what reason? Why Boston?
I don't know.
Okay.
Clam chowder.
Good answer.
Lobster rolls is a big hobby. Manny.
No.
Pedro, you grew up watching them? Like those guys?
I like their roster now. I think their stadium looks good on TV. I think Fenway plays good on TV. I'd love to see it in person sometime.
Unis are good. The B's good.
Their unis
they're not bad.
All right.
Color's okay.
The hat's
okay.
nice. The hat with the B is good. I agree with
the
that.
Red Sox just feel classic to me. I don't know.
Yes, it is.
And I like their lineup.
Okay.
Like in the present day as well.
That's fair.
But yeah, definitely growing up, they were on TV a lot.
Would you guys allow this rule in the NFL? Like, can a Browns fan have a NFC team? I think they can. They've been through so much. They got to get some type of joy.
Is it weird if I say it depends who you choose?
Yeah, right. Who are they picking?
If they say Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to be like,
no, they're not doing that.
Ew.
Why not? Why not?
Well, here's the thing. If it rotates, then I think it's fair. But the problem is I gotta dictate the rotation too.
Oh, so you're saying?
Let's do the NFC example because this will be easier. Let's take a New York Giants fan for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Just any NFC team. I think if they had an AFC team, I'd say it's a little bit weird, but if your team rotates every year, then it's not like, okay, it's your team competing with the Giants. Because then I'm like, you're a Giants fan, stay with the Giants. So you don't have like a true competitor. But if you rotate just off of who's good in the AFC, like the past 5 years I've been a Chiefs fan, but if the Bengals win the AFC this year, I might be a Joe Burrow fan. And then it's like, okay, now you're just a front runner. So I don't even like that either. So it's kind of got to be random for me to be like, all right, sure. And then the next year, pick another random team. Like this year, I was supporting the Panthers because I wanted Bryce Young to be good. Just for that.
Yeah, you were in on them.
Just because it was a strange agenda I had this past season.
Got to the postseason.
I'll find a new agenda this season of somebody who I want to support.
Maddie's seen this in me before. He knows the team. Like and they're in my division. It's not even like post league. Like I was very into like rooting for the Lions.
You do have a thing for that. I think is a massive party foul.
It probably is.
That is.
No, because they've given you so much, and the Bears and the Packers in your lifetime that I understand the sympathy of like I'm starting to feel bad for them. I
they were
understand that.
so close.
Yeah, I can't agree with you guys on this.
Might have been a little bit of the Spiels effect, but
okay, that's fair.
But
there's a little personal. You got a homie there.
Yeah, kind of see it get all the way to the finish line, and I was heartbroken for them.
That's a loophole, AR, that I think I can accept because of your relationship with Spiels. Yeah. I get that, but I don't think that anybody should have any soft spot for a division rival and rooting for them. I'd rather you pick somebody else in the NFC.
Go Big Ten.
You know what? The first time in my life where the Browns were like really interesting was would have been Baker's second year. So the first year he came in like the middle of that Thursday night game against Sam Darnold and the Jets and won that game. Yeah. And they had an okay year. And then, dude, heading into that next season, Browns fans were insufferable, acting like they were Super Bowl contenders when they went, because they went, 7-9 or 7-8-1 during Baker's rookie year. And so heading into that second season with Baker Mayfield, I originally would have been a bit of a Browns supporter, despite being a Steelers fan. And I was a Baker Mayfield fan all throughout, for the majority of his time at Oklahoma, at least. So I enjoyed what the Browns could have been until Browns fans gave me plenty of reasons that entire offseason to be like, you guys need to calm down. You're not Super Bowl contenders.
You just lose me when you say a Browns supporter as a Steelers fan. That I can't wrap my mind around.
It wouldn't have been the same. It's not like I would have been 50-50 Steelers-Browns, but just like, all right, you guys have been a punchline for literally my entire life. Here's one fun season. And then they just overdosed on it, and then it turned out to be a terrible season, and then I was laughing at them.
I can never.
Like, you guys deserve this now.
I can never, AR, really root for a division rival as a whole, but I always find myself liking a certain player from a division rival. Like, man, that he's legit. If he was on our team, like, I do have that going on for me.
That's just being unbiased.
I do have...
I'd like Myles Garrett on my team. Thanks.
I have an AFC team that I was kind of like, if you... And a lot of it, honestly, is...
Give us clues.
Well, it's uniform related, right?
The Miami Dolphins.
The Raiders. Well, we're going to take out the Raiders. Dolphins is a very good choice. That's kind of like an honorable mention for me.
So,
grew up loving the Dolphins, loved the unis.
Okay.
Loved all that.
So you're telling TLC and I that you kind of want to support this team this year because of their unis and not a player?
No, it's kind of would go to Lions-esque. So it's unis plus rooting interest.
Is it somebody?
The Chargers?
Is it somebody you feel sorry for?
Well, that if I said yes or no, I think that would be too much of a hint.
All right, TLC. So we know he loves a good underdog story.
Okay.
A story that may pull on the heartstrings.
I don't know if this is if you're going the right direction with this, but go ahead.
All right, this is an important detail. Is this relative to the current landscape of the NFL, or is this a team in your childhood who was good, who just you've always had a positive feeling about them?
No, that would be the Dolphins.
Okay.
That's would be that would be that answer with all of them. But I would say this team, I'm just going to give it away. I'm just going to give it away.
So it's no Raiders, no Chargers, no Dolphins.
It would be the Raiders for the uni.
Yeah.
This team kind of covers a little bit of both.
Denver.
Close, but no.
If you say the Chiefs.
So we're eliminating the entire AFC West then.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
We're working
kind of
as a team.
surprised you don't have it yet.
Tennessee?
Nope. When I tell you, you're going to go, oh, yeah. I'll tell you.
The Colts? Because
their uniforms are mid.
It's Buffalo.
I don't know if we can allow that.
Why not?
That's a.
Are you still the underdog?
No, that's what I said. It wouldn't fit that. But when you said, have they suffered grave disappointment, or have they,
this goes back to the 4 in a row.
This goes back to the Jim Kelly. This goes back to Marv Levy. This goes back to and how close they've been, and how. Just how much can they
basically had their own version of the 4 in a row in this iteration, with Josh Allen making it that far.
I don't. They're the Lions to me, not the Lions, because Buffalo's had so much more success than the Lions.
They're the anti-Lions,
right. But it's similar, and that I'm rooting for a team that's never done it.
So you were crying with Josh Allen when they lost in Denver this year.
No, I wasn't really crying. No, I'm not getting that emotional over it. But if you gave me a team to root for, and that's why I kind of was pulling for like a Buffalo-Detroit Super Bowl. That it's going to end for somebody.
Okay.
It's very Indians-Cubs-esque when that happened.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to get it.
Because those were the two teams who had the longest droughts.
That's right.
As a Ravens fan and a guy that views my team as kind of in the inner circle, I don't love that answer because they're a team in our way, but
we're not rooting for you guys.
I see.
Inner circle the wagon?
The inner sanctum. And they're in the Patriots division, and I can't root for them.
The dynasty's back.
I can't.
They're back.
Sorry.
Yeah, infidelity. We can't root for that.
Even with Bill and Tommy gone, I'm not. They needed to step aside. Even with Matt Light being in studio here this week, I'm glad I didn't bring that up. Although I did bring up Deflategate and Spygate.
You kind of pressed him on that a little bit on the way
I was wondering whether you guys thought I was going to do that or not.
He kind of brought up this conspiracy theory that I've never heard.
Oh, with the ideal gas law? Or whatever he was going down?
That was an interesting angle that he's like a conspiracy theory about, I don't know, revenue being down. Oh, however he was spinning it. I
thought he was going right to just Colts. Just
Colts hating on him?
Yeah.
The Irsay thing?
I didn't understand
the Bill Burr thing.
Yeah, I didn't understand though the whole like there were financial benefits for people.
Yeah, that was odd. I haven't heard that yet.
No,
I'm interested. I just don't know.
He lost me when he went to the ideal gas law or whatever he's doing with the PSIs or some hypothetical gas.
Rothman, it's E equals MC squared.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
No, I'm just screwing around.
I thought he went into some sort of pressure and volume, and
I did like.
And then I brought up like the henchmen bringing the footballs into the bowels of the stadium. Like, what did we need those guys for then?
He said he knew the guy, but him dropping the
was it Jablonski or something like that, or
I think so.
Yeah, Jastrzemski or
Mr. Kraft's nickname, the LRC,
Jaworski.
That's fire. Lower right corner, signing off on those checks.
When you're the
LRC.
When you're the LRC. By the way, it's a great line. All right, so you have odds on the draft, right? Are these going to be top 10 or top 5 or what the favorites?
The odds that we're going to go over in the next segment are specifically who are the favorites to get drafted 10th overall.
All right, let's get some early bets in. We'll do it next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
There is nothing more meaningful you can do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy that time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. Here, let me help you. It's Bobby Carpenter, and Dr. Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics take care of your pain in the office so you can go right along with your day. It's that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you're the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments can help every day. I have consistent pain in my joint, knees, hips, shoulder, back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to things that I love. I don't want surgery or a long-term recovery. I am at the end of my rope, and taking medications every day is just going to get me through the day. I don't want to do it anymore. So if you want to do that, go check out your free consultation over with my friends at QC Kinetics in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices in Dublin and in Gahanna.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Welcome back to the KeyBank Financial Playbook with Jeremiah Smith.
With this next play, practice managing your finances right from the KeyBank mobile app. I'm talking about the mobile banking post.
Jeremiah heads clear up the middle with 24/7 account access. Into the option to transfer funds, set alerts, or make check deposits.
Now that's a touchdown for your finances.
Until next time, KeyBank opens doors.
KeyBank, member FDIC.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters, while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
Sometimes, tough times are a test, a chance to prove ourselves. Colleen O'Donnell proved her grit in Laredo, Texas, when she served as an immigration judge and faced the worst of the worst: human smugglers, gang members, dangerous people. Colleen ordered them to be deported, never granted asylum once, and enforced the law to the letter. Now, Ohio needs tough leadership on the bench, so Colleen O'Donnell's running for Ohio Supreme Court as a constitutional conservative with 10 years of prior judicial experience. Ohio Right to Life PAC endorses Colleen for her devotion to our conservative values. America's toughest immigration sheriff, Richard Jones, endorses Colleen O'Donnell for her dedication to public safety. And the Ohio leaders we trust support Colleen O'Donnell for her unwavering loyalty to the rule of law and the Ohio State Constitution. The grit to lead, the experience to succeed. Colleen O'Donnell for Ohio Supreme Court.
Paid for by O'Donnell for Ohio.
Catch Ohio State baseball all season long on The Fan 2. You can find the magical land of The Fan 2 by tuning into 1460 on your AM dial or clicking on The Fan's HD2 feed. Tyler Danberg thanks you. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some high thin clouds working overhead for the remainder of the day. It's another warm one with highs in the lower 80s, less windy than what it has been recently. Overnight tonight, plan on increasing clouds, lower 60s on the way. Saturday, a bit unsettled. We'll have occasional scattered showers and a few thunderstorms working through. A couple of those could be strong in the early afternoon, something we'll keep an eye on, with highs in the mid-70s. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, before we get to the draft odds, big contract in the NFL today.
Absolutely, man.
Tell them about it, Matty.
Down there in H-Town, the Houston Texans locked in, AR.
Not who they're thinking.
One Will Anderson to a 3-year, $150 million extension. The deal will include $134 million guaranteed. Schefty's throwing it out there. That's going to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So he jumps above Myles Garrett and his $40 million a year, and it's just crazy. The bar just keeps getting higher and higher and higher with this money around the league. But I want to ask you this. If C.J. Stroud doesn't have the rough performances that he had against both the Steelers and the Patriots.
You mean by rough, you mean a 4-interception playoff loss?
It was nasty.
All right.
It was nasty. Do they hit Will Anderson with a contract first?
My instant reaction is probably no, depending on how far they go. The contract talks happen faster.
Yeah.
But the GM side of me says yes, in that, I feel like this is part of how GMs think. I think this way in fantasy. I imagine in reality it works somewhat similar. Yeah, because if you exercise the 5th year, which is what they did, that's a no-brainer. You got to do that. What that gives them is essentially 2 more years of control of him, even before the franchise tag even comes into play. So if you have 2 years of that, if I do at my disposal, if I'm a GM, then essentially how I have to look at it is I own 4 years of leverage before I even have to extend his contract or let him hit the open market. Because if I look at his salary, like even $25 million in 2027 is a bargain. There's half the league is making north of 30 a year. And if I decline the option, which I never would have, then I know, then I'm sending the message that Stroud is a lame duck. Or at least he's like, could be his last season. And then it's massive questions. The whole season's about it. But he's only 24. He has struggled against pressure behind bad offensive line play. So I have to factor that in.
Which any quarterback would.
But he panicked. He panicked under that bad offensive line play, which maybe most guys would have. So
I think to answer my own question, they don't do it in this order. I don't think you mess around.
Depends what kind of run he has.
When you know at that position. And I think they're telling us through their actions right now they're not so sure.
They're not so sure.
They are not so sure because the other part of waiting, too, is yesterday's price is not going to be today's price, especially at the quarterback position. The longer you wait, the more that's going to be. And so I can't necessarily sit here and blame them for not jumping at this right now and saying, CJ, here is a massive extension at 50 million, 55 or whatever that number's.
Take the 50-year option and buy yourself 2 more years because you are uncertain.
No question.
They can't know. They can say they know. I could pull up Nick Casario's quotes of that. He's our quarterback, and what else did he say?
Fine. Follow their actions, to your point. Follow their actions and not their
and I
words.
both know that he's our guy.
They're not so sure. They're not so sure.
Of course not.
And this is just tough for CJ because I believe he and Will were in the same draft, and not only that, but I think they went top 5, maybe even back-to-back or something like that season. And so he knows all of this. This is just tough, though, because your guy that you came in with just made generational money, and while, yes, CJ's making good money, he knows what the quarterback market is, and he's got a lot of work to do for them to want to commit to them. And good for Will Anderson as well. I mean, you're talking about this deal. He's got $134 million locked up in the bank, and he's going to be able to come back to the table at age 27, 28 and get another deal. That's what I thought was interesting, too, AR, that it's only a 3-year extension. So that I think that's a win for Will Anderson, because if he stays healthy, he looks like he's going to be a premier pass rusher.
Yeah. The only thing that I can't get to on your original question is how well would Stroud have had to play for him to get the contract before Will? Like, would it just been that playoff if they win that game? Like, or if it just doesn't look like a disaster, does he get it? Where they lose a tough competitive game? That's why I said I don't think so. I think they still were in wait-and-see mode. Now, if they win the game and he's the main reason for it, then I think they feel like they can push their chips into the middle. But they've got so much leverage time with him. And when they were asked about it, no one really put their feet to the fire saying, okay, well, when are you going to do, when the contract negotiation is going to happen? Well, they didn't ask and he didn't offer. Mm-hmm. So that tells me everything I need to know.
So there you go. That's the latest coming out of Houston. Will Anderson is a rich man, and he'll be even richer here in a few years.
TLC, give me the odds.
All right, so we were talking about the number 10 pick, which the Bengals currently have. Would you venture a guess at who is the leader in the clubhouse? I will say there is a bit of a top 5 that has separated themselves from the pack. I think 4 of them look like potential Bengals. One looks like somebody that could be there maybe if the Bengals trade the pick. But who do you think is the leader in the clubhouse, the odds-on favorite to be selected 10th? Regardless of who's selecting, but obviously the Bengals hold the pick now.
So you got to ask yourself, Maddie, if Caleb's going to be there. Because that's kind of where I want to go in my mind, but I feel like maybe I'm pushing him too far down, that maybe he won't be available at 10.
I don't think so, though.
You want to go with him at 10? I feel like that would be the guy that would be the odds.
Yeah, I can rock with that. Let's go, Caleb.
Caleb Downs.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
Where's mine?
Well, we always play yours. I don't get much.
You only have one.
We need a duo. That's what we need.
That's the thing is you guys don't have joint themes.
That's what we need, AR. We'll cook that up.
Did this show ever have like an actual theme song before we cared about YouTube blocking us out?
Theme song? No, we just played a whole bunch of songs. I don't think we had a theme song though, but we did spend a lot of music on the show for sure.
We have a tie at second place, shortly behind. By the way, I should say Caleb Downs plus 400 to get drafted 10th overall. There was a tie at plus 550, so not too far behind Caleb Downs. If you get one of them, I'll play some more theme music.
What position? I mean, what number are we predicting?
The person right behind Caleb Downs so it'd be the second odds-on favorite for
the 10th pick.
Okay. Or the 10th pick. So we're sticking in Cincinnati, assuming that they stick.
I'm going to stay defense.
Delane.
And I'm thinking it's Mansour Delane, who I asked. Who did I ask about that the other day?
Mike Renner.
Deeg or Renner.
One of the.
I think he wanted the other corner.
McCoy from Tennessee. Let's go Delane.
This is a tandem jump again out of the airplane.
Yeah, we're going Delane.
LSU.
Mansour Delane is a little bit behind. He's actually plus 600. Okay. So not far behind at all. But the problem is that Mansour Delane, the cornerback from LSU, he is now projected to be the odds-on favorite at number 9. So that hurts his odds at number 10, obviously.
Okay. So
can we have a second guess?
You can have a second guess.
Would it be possible that Bain would drop?
Yeah.
And that
I think
he would be more likely?
I think that's in play. I think it's in play.
I think we're going to go Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain is actually tied with Mansour Delane at plus 600, and he's also tied with Mansour Delane at plus 420 at the number 9 pick, so they have the exact same odds all the way down.
Are we on the right side of the ball?
Yes.
So then it has to be McCoy.
Yeah. Shady.
All right, we're going to go with Jermon McCoy.
Strike 3, it's Sonny Styles.
Okay, we're out.
We're out.
Oh, that he would
Back
make
to the dugout.
See, that's weird because everyone's got Sonny moving up. All right.
That is strange.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Out on that one. What else?
We can go just to revisit the Browns at number 6. I don't think this is tremendously shocking that Carnell Tate is currently the favorite at 6, although we've discussed.
What are the odds? What can you win on this?
Plus 250.
I like that value.
Me too.
But
they're likely to trade out of it.
That's the thing, is that there are clearly 2 guys above everybody else in the odds. And second in the odds is Sonny at plus 380.
For Dallas.
And so you have basically the 2 situations would be if the Browns stick with it, it's going to be Carnell Tate. Jordan Tyson would be the next receiver down there, and he's at plus 1,000, so he's like pretty far out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking like if the Browns stay, it's Carnell, and if they move off, it's Sonny Styles.
Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys are not making that trade until the Giants make their pick, correct? You can't come up to 6 not knowing if Styles is going to be there.
Yeah.
They may just be like, hey, if Caleb's there too.
Yeah, we'll see how the board drops.
Yeah, I hear you though.
All right, we're coming back with our boy J. Lou and the Parker Messick near no-no. That and a lot more next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, it's Anthony here for Germain Honda of Dublin. Gas prices got you thinking twice about filling up. I hear you. During the Honda Spring event at Germain Honda of Dublin, it's the perfect time to check out Honda's hybrid lineup. Models like the Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid give you incredible fuel efficiency without sacrificing performance. Spend less time and money at the pump. Head to Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, and see how far a hybrid can take you. GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Hey, folks, it's Jeremy Birmingham. Berm here from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. After hitting maintenance with Awaken 180, I kind of thought that was the whole deal. All right, cool. Don't be an idiot now. Don't gain it back. Stay under 200 pounds. That was the win. But then maintenance did something I really didn't expect. I lost another 5 pounds for free. I'm now down 40 pounds, further under 200. And that's the part about Awaken 180 that still cracks me up a little bit. Because people hear maintenance and think it means barely hanging on, eating celery in the dark and trying not to blow it. That's not this. I'm eating pizza. I can have ice cream. I'm living like a normal person. The difference is I'm not fighting myself all day, or if I'm wondering what one weekend away from the plan could ruin the whole thing. Awaken 180 just didn't help me lose the weight. It taught me how to live in a way where I'm not headed right back to where I started. The last 5 pounds in free maintenance, that tells you everything. Awaken180weightloss.com. Go there now and give it a chance and see how it can help you take control of your life and your health the way it did for me. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Put more money back in your pocket this spring with special rates as low as 8.99% APR on debt consolidation loans from BMI FCU. Transfer your high-interest credit cards today. Apply at bmifcu.org/consolidate.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Crowd the plate at your own risk. It's time for some chin music with former big leaguer and president of the Bald is Beautiful fan club, Jensen Lewis.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
He's our man. He is Jensen Lewis, VSiN by the books, MLB Network Radio, and with us now on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems bullpen phone line. My man, how we feeling?
Oh, boy, it's great to be with you. What a week. The Cincinnati Reds, the Cleveland Guardians, do we dare even talk in I-71 World Series?
Oh,
so
my
far?
Goodness. Why not? Well, you can. I feel like All right, let's not bury the lead. I do want to get to that.
Yeah.
But the lead for me is Parker Messick, and I think it is for a lot of people because we saw him here. We saw him in Columbus. We saw him up, obviously, in the Bigs last year, and he got the final roster spot, I believe. When Logan Allen was sent to us, he got the final roster spot, and I think they believed in him for sure. And I think they believe that he is one of, if not the best pitcher in their system. But I wanted to ask you this about the pitch count, the no-hitter. I think everyone was happy to see it. That's old school for me. He deserved that, correct? Was his pitch count in an area where you could have seen them say, no, we don't want you to go out for the ninth?
No, honestly, it is such a case-by-case basis, guys. And let's take his last night. Could you really have said there was any inning leading up to the ninth inning where he was under duress? There was a long inning. You had to kind of battle out with runners in scoring position, things of that nature. There's not one that I can pick out and be like, yeah, okay, you expend a little more energy there. It felt pretty clean. It felt pretty easy and still in a manageable spot there where, the manager knows the pitcher. Carl Willis, I'm sure, had a lot to do with it as well. I was fine with him going out there. I was fine with the way that Voter managed the ninth inning there, albeit Kate Smith, come on, buddy. We gotta kind of get it rolling here.
Tighten up.
Yeah, it's a little tightrope, but to say the least. But you're right. Overall, guys, Luke Petoskey, great friend of the show, and does a fabulous job in the Guardians PR department. This is a stat that I thought was absolutely mind-blowing. Through 11 career games, Parker Messick has 6 wins and 63 strikeouts, as well as a 2.07 ERA. The only pitchers in Major League history with better numbers through their first 11 career games: Paul Skeens, 6 wins, 89 strikeouts, a .190 ERA. Masahiro Tanaka, 8 wins, 88 strikeouts, 2.06 ERA. And old Cy Blanton, great friend of our program here, 7 wins, 64 strikeouts, a .121 ERA. That's it. That's the list, fellas.
Wow.
That's how ridiculous his start has been so far.
Let me ask you one quick follow-up, and then Matt will get his rapid fire in with you. What is the biggest challenge for him now moving forward? Is it the length of a full season? Is it if that changeup continues to be one of his best pitches? Like, where do you see him having to kind of evolve this year?
I think it's just that second and third time teams face you, especially in the division, and his ability to speed up, slow down, and you bring up a great point, AR. When you can elevate and then throw your changeup off of it, creating north and south real estate in the strike zone, any hitter will tell you, like, they've got to pick a part of the plate. With the velocity these days, the late movement these days, you either going to cover the outside or the inside, or you're covering top or bottom. You can't cover all 4 quadrants, and as long as he stays ahead, as long as he continues that really good 3-4 pitch mix, fellas, he's going to be really, really tough to beat.
Let's stay in Cleveland. I couldn't wait to ask you about Steven Kwan in center field and what you've seen from him. Like, obviously, we know he's going to swing it, right? Another good night last night. He's been awesome with runners in scoring position. That's not a surprise to anybody, but what have you seen from him in center field so far, J. Lou?
Yeah, it's been just a seamless transition, or at least it's felt that way. When you look kind of overall at center fielders, I believe he's right now, I think he's 14th in fielding percentage. But if you look at like kind of the defensive wins above replacement, I think he's 7th right now, 1.3. Picro Armstrong amongst qualified center fielders leads at 4.2, just to give people an idea. But think of a Gold Glove left fielder, arguably the best defensive guy out there in the American League, if not all of baseball. And then he just goes to center, and he's already top 7, through 3+ weeks, in wins above replacement as far as that goes. So, Matty, it's an embarrassment of riches there. As long as they can kind of find that second and third wheel to allow the consistency out there, I think a lot of pitchers will have no problems with balls in the air, especially with him out there.
All right, let's take it down to Cincinnati and talk about these Redlegs, because coming into the season, a lot of people were expecting them to pitch well with some of the stuff that we saw last year and some of the guys coming back. But J. Lou, they're banging right now, right? Sal Stewart, Ellie, these guys, the team as a whole, just knocking the ball out of the park at a pretty consistent rate right now.
What if I were to tell you, Matty, that when you put the top 5 bullpen ERAs together, the Cincinnati Reds lead heading into today. They lead Major League Baseball in lowest bullpen ERA. They are number 1 in fewest hits per 9. They're 11th in strikeouts per 9. And this is an offense that is second to last in runs scored, in OPS, third to last in runs and OPS. They're second to last in team average, but they're seventh in homers.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. It doesn't. But here we are. What is Terry Francona's credo? Just win series. That's all. That's all you got to do. And a critical road trip upcoming here. Minnesota has played really well out of the chute. So is Tampa. You're getting two quote unquote first place teams the way they've gone this far, and then come right back home. And here's Detroit with Framber Valdez and Jack Flaherty. So it's a great start. This is a little bit ahead of the curve, I think, for Sal Stewart, man. Not only one of the best rookies right now, but one of the best hitters in baseball.
So in your mind, are they, how should I put this? Them being in first place, is that very cool that they are because of the fact that the pitching staff, Singer and Abbott carrying the ERAs of north of 5? Is this fortunate they are where they are in your mind?
I think you have to call a spade a spade. Yeah. I think you do, just because the prevailing statistics as a team, and especially offensively, you're leaving little to no room for error. So will there be positive regression? I have to believe so, guys. I don't know if you'll have, Steer and Stevenson. Suarez has actually been okay. TJ Friedel is yet to get going. Matt McClain, God, we were singing his praises out of camp, and it really hasn't clicked just yet. It's basically Ellie and Sal, and then you get a big swing from Gino and, maybe a thing here or there. But you've got to find a way to get going. It does not get easy on this road trip. Joe Ryan, Taj Bradley, Bailey Over to start, and then the way that Matson has been throwing for the Rays, they're going to have their work cut out for them on this road trip.
Which team's kind of been the biggest disappointment for you, J. Lou? Is it the Mets, the Blue Jays? Right now, a team that we saw right there knocking on the door of a World Series. Like, which team has been a surprise in a bad way out of the gate for you so far?
I think it's Seattle. Yeah. With all the expectations, I would give the Blue Jays a pass, guys, because they have an entire rotation on the IL, and they've lost Alejandro Kirk for multiple weeks. You lose the middle of the order bat. You lose the guy as a signal caller. Having Springer with the fractured toe, too. Here we go again. Remember, the same refrain, guys. They were awful offensively and had their fair share of injuries the first half of last year, and then they got healthy and they turned it on week after the All-Star break. So Seattle is the one that stands out most notably, Matt, because that offense had pretty much everybody back and actually got better with Brendan Donovan. I would say Donovan an upgrade over Jorge Polanco, just knowing what they had intact already. So this is like a couple of years ago. They're pitching their rear ends off, and they can't hit. And that's the crazy part is they start getting league average in hitting. The way their staff's going right now, they're going to end up winning like 10, 11 in a row.
Shohei on the mound. I didn't see this coming the way it is. I really didn't. When they committed to all that, I thought, okay, let's not ruin him here. And he's obviously pitching very well. I don't think he's gone past the 6th, but has that surprised you, the fact that he has been as dominant on the mound as we've seen?
Maybe not as surprising, AR, but I think to just look at it in the betting terms, I did not have him already down to 15-1 or 12-1 in some places for the National League Cy Young. Right. It was a debate. I think maybe we had talked about it. If not, guys, could he win MVP and the Cy Young? Would you default to? Well, he's a two-way guy. He's dominating both sides. It's his award. It's the MVP. It's the Shohei Ohtani Most Valuable Player Award. I think the bigger story for me, guys, is in the division. Mason Miller. He's 125, 150 to 1 to win the Cy Young. He's down to 10 to 1 at the Borgata. Are you kidding me? 23 of his 28 outs by virtue of the strikeout. It's 29 2/3 consecutive scoreless, and no one has a prayer of hitting. Not one person has punching out the side, looking to finish that game yesterday. The dude is insane right now.
When you mentioned the I-71 series, I'll ask you this. If that ever happened, who are you picking to win?
Oh, dear God. Oh, man.
Who would you want to win?
Well,
your childhood Reds or your former club?
Yeah, technically growing up an Indians fan my entire life, and then doing middle school and high school in Cincinnati.
Right.
I can't claim Switzerland here, so I'll go back to the regional scout from the Reds that told me I'd never make it in the big leagues, and that did it for me. So I would definitely be rooting for Cleveland.
All right, so I'm going to give you what that is because you asked and I have this information. If we take $100 out of the Rothman and Ice slush fund with our guy, J. Lou, our old friend of the program.
Yes.
We take $100 on the Guardians to beat the Reds in the World Series.
Oh, exacta. Oh.
It's 1,000 to 1. So we take our $100 and turn that into, maybe the odds. Actually, what we'd win is the return now is $73,350 on $100.
Okay.
Just wanted you to know that now in April.
I mean, if you got a bonus bet, it's worth it. You're on the house.
And Maddie's got the box. The shirts are in the box. He hasn't printed like it's the blank shirts. You get. They haven't gone to the press yet. So
no, don't worry about dry fits for me.
Okay.
I'll be good.
All right, my man. Have a great weekend. We appreciate you.
You guys too. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it. That's our boy Jensen Lewis on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. By the way, now I'm thinking maybe we should just go to 1,000 to win 733,000.
I got 5
Why are we
on it.
messing around with?
I got 5
It's
on it.
probably the ultimate mental hedge for you. Guardians beating the Reds in the World Series.
Mm-hmm. Then I get paid.
And the question really would become at that point.
Yeah.
If you knew you were going to win, we're all splitting like $250,000 on the Reds losing.
You know my answer to this.
I'm not sure.
No, you know my answer to this.
Follow the money.
Straight cash, homie.
We come back. Hey, he already did his first Tell the Truth. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Matty Ice here. Do you need a vehicle that has room for the whole family? Then check out the 26 Chevrolet Traverse at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. This month, lease a brand new 26 Traverse for as low as $379 a month for 39 months for $3,998 due at signing for qualified buyers. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details. Deal ends April 30th, so don't wait. Visit McDaniel GM Superstore located off 23095 in Marion or online at McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
For more than 25 years, Brothers Roofing and Construction has been serving Central Ohio with dependable roofing, siding, and exterior repairs. We do the job right the first time. So if quality matters to you, visit brothersroofingconstruction.com.
3 people, 3 different kinds of joint pain, 1 decision to do something about it.
The solution, not surgery. It was QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
I wanted to use my own body to hopefully regenerate and get rid of that pain. So it's been 3 months and my back is significantly better.
The pain in my knees was pretty severe, so I came here, and even after the first treatment, I noticed an incredible difference. If you have pain in any part of your body, this is the place to go.
I couldn't go to the gym anymore, and I couldn't play with my grandkids. That's why I made the decision to come here to QC Kinetics, and it was the best decision that I ever made for my own health. This works. Don't do surgery.
Finally, relief for 3 real patients. Lives transformed through QC Kinetics non-surgical treatments. Your story could be next. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All right, so reports are coming out of, I believe, The Athletic, that LeBron James has directly told sources close to him that he does not want a retirement tour. As James is yet to make a decision on his future, it remains a real possibility that he will retire at the end of this season. Do you trust that LeBron James is passing on the attention of a full-on retirement tour? Because I don't.
I mean, is this his last? Are we citing this as evidence of that it's not his last?
All it said is there's a real possibility that this could be his last season. And that whenever he does retire, he doesn't want a retirement tour. So he doesn't want to tell
the rocking chairs. He doesn't want all that stuff.
And who's reporting that? Shams?
No, a couple guys from The Athletic.
Yeah, also it's a kind of just an opinion think piece from them.
Well, think piece.
LeBron James has directly told sources close to him that he does not want a retirement tour.
Okay. I don't think this is his last year, though. I don't think that.
Because he wants, $30 million a year or whatever he can get still.
Yeah. Why not?
A mid-level band struggling with his own limitations in the harsh face of stardom. A real think piece.
Here's the thing, though. He can say that he doesn't want the retirement tour, but I don't think that's going to stop opposing venues from throwing up a thank you LeBron video or something like that. So I don't even know.
But it sounds like he doesn't want to tell people that he's going to retire until he retires.
Yeah.
The Tim Duncan style.
Okay. Just kind of blindside everybody with it a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of fade into.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the truth.
Is that really his style, though?
Let's hear it from him that he wouldn't want a farewell tour. I don't need to hear there's sources out of his camp.
Yeah.
Because that makes it sound like it's not me. It's not. He doesn't want it. Now like you said, now he can't help what other people do, but now if he comes out and says the last thing I want is this ceremonial farewell tour to the aging guy,
fruit baskets and fruit cake and all that stuff, and I don't. Yeah, that's a lot. Didn't Jeter do that? Jeter, I think. Am I wrong in saying that Jeter had those at every away stadium that year or something like that?
Mariano Rivera definitely did.
Yeah, that's
Jeter
a lot.
probably did too.
That's a lot.
Let me ask you a question. I think we can all agree that he could definitely be the type of guy who would deny wanting a farewell tour while secretly wanting a farewell tour. And I wouldn't say he wouldn't even, he deserves it. Where he's gone. Now, Maddie was hoping for a 1-hour special, maybe hosted by the Boys and Girls Club. And we could do a farewell that way.
Oh, my goodness.
The decision, too, the final send-off.
I don't think he's done hooping, though. I think he's got one more in him.
At $30 million a year, I don't know if I'd be done either.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
I look over, there's a crank right in my face. Larry Brown.
So Jahmyr Gibbs has a new back tattoo. that covers like literally every square inch of his back. It's got the name Gibbs up at the top. So you know how like football players have their last name. It's not necessarily like a nameplate like that, but it's on the upper back. And it has, I believe, 3 different images of himself.
Okay.
One of him at Georgia Tech, one of him at Alabama, and one of him, I assume, from high school, because it doesn't look like a Lions logo on the side of that helmet. And so he's got the nickname Sonic and Knuckles with David Montgomery. Yeah. And so he also has a graphic of Sonic up at the top, like almost like up on his neck. So are you down with people putting images of themselves in a football uniform multiple times on their body?
Yes.
Is this in?
Yeah, I'm in on that. It looks good now that I'm looking at it. I can rock with that.
Really?
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Getting a tattoo of yourself.
I mean, it's the Gibbs with the chuckles or the Sonic, whoever that is. I think it's fire. I like it. I think it's well done now that I'm looking at it. I like it.
It's well done. I'm not going to say it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
The images of himself in the uni running the football. Not where I would have gone.
Okay.
It's a little too, like, and I'm not even saying self-serving. I mean, it's a tat. Of course,
it's definitely self-serving.
But it's like, I feel like if you're going to do something like that, I feel like it would be something a little more intriguing, something a little more mystery behind, a little more cryptic, a little more like it's like you took your somebody's 8x10 of you running the football and said, "Here, I want this on my back." Like that's all. But
you guys also are not big into tats either. Neither one of you guys have tats.
So I'm judging it based
Mine is indecisiveness, also known as indecision.
That neck tattoo's on the way, huh? Yeah. There's truth for today. AR, you're going to be on 10 to noon tomorrow?
11:45-ish.
Oh.
I'm not going to go all the way to noon. I figured if I do an hour and 45, I can pull ripcord.
Hey, well, make sure that you put on your jacket in the final segment to save you some 8 seconds.
He'll be on with Tim May and Dave Biddle. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Let's go to jail Friday. They'll get you ready for the spring game as well. Love you. Goodbye.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvus weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain.